Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. Welcome to Canada. Welcome to Montreal. And welcome to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve for this, the latest race meeting of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. We've had a week off, but we've come back fully refreshed and ready for 6 races tonight of both the BSRTC and first the support races, the BSR Porsche Cup. Well, hello everybody, Adam Bath here with iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson, who's on the cameras and in the commentary box today. And in the car, we've got Andrew Woodhouse. We'll hear from him in a moment. But Alex, Montreal, it's probably one of the best circuits on iRacing in my opinion. It's probably as close as we get to a street circuit alongside Bathurst. And these drivers are going to have their work cut out in these 6 races tonight.
Yep, hello everybody, good to be here as always. Looking forward to this one. Montreal, like you say, fantastic circuit. It is absolutely a street circuit, and walls are inches away, so should be exciting, that's for sure. The Porsche Cup will be a great couple of races, and the BSRTC with 50 odd cars racing around here should be pretty epic. It's going to be difficult in those packs to get places, so it's going to be interesting to see how the fast guys can work their way up, and if there's any tactical driving trying to get good grid positions for the following races or anything like that.
Yeah, we did do an iRacing Porsche Cup, an official series race here on Apex Racing TV back in the previous season, and it was pretty difficult to get overtakes done as the drivers have a few issues during the warm-up. I think we can say, Alex, that we are joined by an expert of this circuit in a Kia, in Andrew Woodhouse, a winner here back in Season 7. How hard is it to get a Kia around this circuit? Front-wheel drive and a few heavy braking zones.
Hello everybody, good evening. Yeah, it's very difficult because it kind of goes against the nature of the of how you drive the circuit. Alex, of course, knows from single-seaters. We've all done a lot of F1 things and things like that, rear-wheel drive cars around here. It goes completely against the nature. You have to be very, very slow into the chicanes, which is, again, in itself a little bit of a strange departure. And you've got to maximise that exit speed because it really is all about getting the best out of those straights. And you've got to be good on the brakes as well. You've got to have a car that isn't, you can't be locking those brakes into the corners because it just makes your task even more difficult.
Andrew Woodhouse currently taking part in the practice session and subsequent qualifying session, so we'll hear from him a little bit later on as he gets set for the first of 4 races. We're running through the championship standings going into the first of the support races, the BSR Porsche Cup. Qualifying just getting underway, into the latter stages, I should say. And at the top is Sam Kumo, our esteemed commentary and camera colleague, Cheese and Wine. They are at the top, the trophy cabinet getting ready to put something in there. Dan Blake second, 50 points behind. Adam McNally in third. Andy Shiel in fourth. Could be higher, really. He's been really on top in terms of pace, but just needs to get that consistency, especially in the reverse grid races. Conrad Venter is still in there in 5th position, so 2 Team Cheese and Wine cars inside the top 5. Steve Efford in 6th. David White in 7th, sorry. Matt Bunn in 8th. No, I don't think we'll be seeing him tonight. 9th is Christian Rose and 10th Ashley Blake Hood. In the team standing, CQR Club leading Youth Energy by 107 points. Cheese and Wine in 3rd, CQR S-Line in 4th. The Automech Knockhill team in 5th, and then it's Northern Lights Racing in 6th. Pro Sim, Sim Gear and Royal Racing all in the mix. Not too many drivers, I should say, Alex, setting qualifying times here. We've only got 9 cars that have set times, and we've got a 24, quite a big entry list for this one.
Yeah, of course the session is open today, so a few new people in there. We will wait and see if any of them will take to the grid. I'm guessing some will and some won't. Some will have just jumped in and had a little play, as it's just an open hosted session with the Porsche. But yeah, it'll be fun just to see a couple of new faces in there.
Yeah, it'll be a shop window to the BSR Porsche Cup, as it were. See if we can get any new names in, and might throw up a few surprises as well, because we'll see. Oh, Matt Bunn has joined the session, I should say. He was 5th in practice, but he hasn't set a time in qualifying, so we will see what happens there. We've got a nice big grid here to get things started tonight on Apex Racing TV. Let's run you through the grid then, as the checkered flag is just coming out now. Anto Min is on the pole position. I've heard of that name before, and he's done a pretty good time, 35.6. Second on the grid, Josh Thompson. We saw him racing in the the BSR Formula Renaults. Bathurst on Tuesday, albeit briefly. He was fastest in practice, but second on the grid in qualifying. Dan Blake, a winner in this series earlier in the season at the Glen. He's in third. Andy Shield, car 007 in fourth. Stephen Dawson in fifth. Sam Kumo, championship leader, in sixth, only 16 thousandths of a second behind. Richard Dempsey in seventh. Eighth, Dan Brown. Ninth, Simon Landemore. And 10th, Christian Rose. I think we'll wait just a little bit longer because the rest of the grid will then get sorted by iRacing. And Alex, as Andrew was saying, the Kia can attack the curbs. I think the same can be said for the Porsche around this circuit.
Yeah, I don't think they'll have any problems at all. Really, a lot of fun attacking them as well. A couple of qualifying position changes right at the death. Yeah, so it should be interesting just to see how this one pans out. I mean, I would hope we won't see sort of any crazy mistakes or anything like that induced by the curbs or anything, but you never know.
Well, we were racing in the Le Mans 24 Hours at the weekend on iRacing, as I'm sure many of you watching were as well. Yeah, Alex, it went okay, I think. We got to the end. I think that was the main achievement.
Yeah, in the end, that was...
that was all we could cling on to, wasn't it?
Yeah. The taking part that counts, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good race. Loads of GTEs, of course, in the field, as will probably be the case over the next few weeks. Me and Andrew Woodhouse have been doing a few IMSA official series during the week. Not a Daytona prototype or German GT3 in sight, really. We did pretty well, actually. We've got a win apiece over the 2 days we've been doing that. So, yeah, we're starting to find our feet in the GTE. But now the focus of attention is on the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup. We see it racing in the Porsche Carrera Cup as the support race to the British Touring Car Championship, and the Porsche Super Cup, the support race for the Formula 1 World Championship as well. We can run you through the rest of the grid now as they've been finally sorted on iRacing. We'll see how many of these drivers take the start. It is Jan Zalosi in 11th, 12th is Daniel Martin, 13th is Conrad Venter, 14th is Alex D'Alba, Edu Villa in 15th, 16th is Oliver Hahn, Matt Bunn in 17th, 18th Tim Cruz, 19th Adam McNally, and 20th is Gustavo Mondici. 21st is Victor Rivero, 22nd is Daniel Jankovic, and then 23rd is Simon Roden. And starting at the back with the lowest I rating is the Australian-New Zealand driver of Tyson McAvoy. And Matt Bunn, Alex, he'll be one of the drivers I think will be happy that we've increased the incident limit for this race meeting. One of the drivers we always see get disqualified. The incident limit's gone up from 14 to 20 now.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. I'm a bit surprised of the change there. I don't know if that's because it's an open session today or something like that. Just trying to get a few more drivers interested in the series. But yeah, let's see how that pans out.
For a few drivers to grid up. We're still waiting for our pole sitter actually to get on the grid. Yeah, incident limit of 20 would get you 5 incidents before you get disqualified. Of course, so you get a one incident for going off the track and 2 for losing control. And I think that goes for the same as contact with any of the walls which surround this 4.36 kilometre circuit. Early morning conditions for the BSR Porsche Cup. 21 degrees ambient temperature, 23 degrees air temperature. Now, Anto Min still hasn't taken his position on the grid with 10 seconds to go. Cutting it fine. It was a good qualifying lap. It'll be a shame to see him put that to waste, but yeah, 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. No, he hasn't taken to the grid, so Josh Thompson is effectively on the pole. I think Anto Min might have just... Has he taken his spot on the grid? Well, who knows? Anyway, we go then. Yeah, he has taken his spot. Here we go. Ready for the first race of the day.
Green, green, green!
The green light's on and we're away. Good start by Min. Thompson will try and get in the mix, but it's a good start from the CQR car of Christian Rose. He's looking up the inside into the first corner. Dan Blake's also in the mix. Andy Shield is in there as well. Now through the hairpin and up the hill for the first time. You can see the Porsche's getting all squirrely there. That was Andy Shield. He's now under pressure from Stephen Dawson and Dan Blake up the inside of Christian Rose into the first of the chicanes. He bounces all over the curbs and might lose out because here comes Andy Shield, Alex.
Yeah, I think we've got some contact as well, but everybody seems to be continuing, so that's good. I was a bit worried. There's 3 wide going into second of the chicanes.
looks like that all the drivers that haven't paid for the series haven't taken to the start. So, or slow down for car 193. That is Christian Rose, and on the first lap, that's going to be a killer.
Yep, we definitely don't want to do that.
Oh, Dempsey and Sam Kumo, championship leader in the mix in the early going. We're now on our way towards the hairpin. One of the key overtaking points on the circuit. Up the inside goes Andy Shield on Dawson. Goodbye. That's no way you're going to get through there, mate. And through goes Dawson and Blake.
Yeah, a bit of a uncharacteristic mistake for Andy. Doesn't normally make that sort of mistake, but it's a place you can get away with it. The one area of the circuit, there is a huge runoff area.
Slipstreaming beginning then, on our way towards the chicane. Two CQR cars in the mix, lock up in front. Oh, and around goes Dawson. He won't hit the wall of champions, I don't think. Oh, and it's all kicking off. Matt Bunn.
Nightmare, yeah. Two CQR guys got into each other, didn't they?
Oh no, Matt Bunn and, what was it, Shield?
I think it was, yep.
Well, let's have a look what
Still
transpired.
hit each other afterwards as well.
Bunn got sent into Shield by Richard Dempsey. He'll be quick to escape the scene of that one. Shields had to retire back to the pit lane. Well, in fact, he's just gone into the pit lane. So is Stephen Dawson as well. So those guys already in issues. And yeah, after 24 cars that are registered for the session, only 13 of them took to the start. After that, the organisers probably having a word in their ear about the series. And yeah, first lap completed already. Josh Thompson has a healthy half a second advantage over Anto Min, who's in second. The rest of them a good 7 seconds ahead of Sam Kumo, who's in third, having to withstand a lot of pressure from Christian Rose.
Yeah, good to see Min in this one as well. We haven't seen him before, but putting Josh under a little bit of pressure. And Josh has definitely been picking up a bit of pace in this car in recent weeks, as he makes a little mistake, runs a little wide, leaves the door open, but Anto can't find his way through. But there, like you say, just as equally as close. Christian Rose having a look on Kumo as well. He's in wine car there of the Finnish driver, getting out of that hairpin pretty well. You don't get a huge amount of slipstream in the Porsche, so that's why the drivers are just finding it difficult to get the run done and up the inside into the chicane.
I'd also mention that you do get a fast repair. If you make it back to the pits, then you'll be able to get a new car and get on your way. Matt Bunn spun in the hairpin and has now just been passed by Adam McNally, so that puts Bunn outside the top 10. Maybe thinking about coming in the pits, no, he's staying out. Problem for Venter, Alex, I think. Him and Dempsey just dropped down the order. Maybe they both picked up slowdowns, I think. Oh no, well, off went Dempsey into the final chicane and outbraked himself there, and I think the same for Conrad. They both had to serve slowdowns.
Easily done. The car, just very, very sketchy on the brakes. Always wanting to lock up, it seems. So, yeah, talking to Conrad before the race, and he was mentioning, I think, on the chat that he was really struggling because he's been driving the new GTE cars so much, and it's a completely different car, and it just plows on in comparison to those.
I just asked Andrew Woodhouse that after 24 hours of driving the Ferrari, he was in the Formula Renault on Tuesday.
And it did not go well.
No, it didn't go well. I think that would have been a culture shock for anybody. Here comes Min for the lead, on the inside of Thompson into the hairpin. Using all that curve on the inside, Thompson will just carry the speed on the exit. We now have got a fight on our hands here, Alex, as we go alongside the rowing lake on the outside down the backstraight.
Yeah, 0.2 of a second away. Just have a quick look at the speed difference between the two. You can see there's barely anything in it. Getting full flashy on the lights is Min, but nothing going. Josh not even looking behind him.
We have a lock up there as well on the right front by Anto Min. Christian Rose has got past Sam Kumo. Well, actually wheel to wheel in the final chicane. Whoa, on two wheels. Nearly rolling it over there, Christian Rose. And now the championship leader Sam Kumo is going to go wheel to wheel with him down the front straight. Now Christian Rose currently sits in 9th in the standings. He's trying to get third position here. Up the inside he goes. He maintains that third place for now. Sam Kumo, after taking a pretty cautious start, starting to get into the mix here, and maybe he might have a little look at the inside into the chicane. Not really an overtaking spot, unless you're very alongside him. Yeah, Sam just having a little look at the inside there and starting back into his 4th position. Still, 3 positions gained for the Finnish driver. It's a really good job so far.
Yeah, I mean, for his championship aspirations, he's already shown that it's not all about winning, it's those consistent, regular finishes that will do it. And once again, he's in a strong position. 4th place is good. He's going to net a whole bunch of points at the moment and make it difficult for his rivals to catch him up.
Dan Blake versus Simon Landemore going into the 2nd chicane. All that damage on Dan Blake's car was caused by the mess at the final chicane on the opening lap. And just in front of him, Simon Landemore in that Pro Sim liveried car. Nice screen anyway, so they get on the brakes into the hairpin. It's down to 60 kilometres an hour. Oh, Blackburn losing it on the exit. And that's going to ruin his straight line speed. Bun and Dempsey. Oh dear, Alex, you've had a crash. This is just before where Robert Kubica had a huge incident 10 years ago. I don't know how this happened. Let's have a look. Right, Dempsey gets a poor run. Bun gets alongside. Oh, now that is payback, Alex, if ever I saw it. Now, Richard Dempsey was the car that got into Matt Bunn that spun him around. I think Matt Bunn re-giving the favour there a little bit.
What can you say there? Just poor driving, really. Matt didn't need to squeeze him at all like that, did he? There was loads of room. He hadn't cleared him at all. Needed to give him more room. I really hope that wasn't an intentional squeeze into the wall there, because it's pretty shoddy, to be honest. Yep. Sorry, Matt, but rubbish driving as well there. I'll call it as I see it. I'm not an admin. I'm just a commentator. Should have given way more room there. Crappy driving.
Turn the other cheek and all that. Josh Thompson versus Anto Min then. 7 minutes to go, just over halfway through the opening race of the day here on BSR Race Night. Min having a little look at the inside. He's judged the braking superbly there. Thompson gave him the room, and Anto Min hits the front.
Just coming back to lives, couldn't quite see it, so let's get a little replay of that. Hopefully Josh won't throw one back up the inside straight away, but we just our luck he does, and like you say, absolutely nailed on the brakes. And Josh saw him come in and left the room, which was good, because he could have turned in and had both of them out, so fully aware of what was going on there. That's alive.
Going through the final chicane now, Thompson gets a good run, set him up a bit there through the final corner, and now they're going to go wheel to wheel again over the line to start lap 6 of the race. Just over 6 minutes to go. Thompson going to try and go around the outside. Min late on the brakes into the first part of the hairpin, and Anto Min slides wide on the exit, but Thompson just isn't there to take advantage. So the top 2 in this race leaps and bounds ahead of the rest of the field. 11 seconds back to Christian Rose in 3rd. These two duking it out for the win in the early going. Thompson taking a lot of that inside curb. Yeah, great battle unfolding here for the lead. Another great battle unfolding is Landemore and Blake. Now wheel to wheel on the exit of the hairpin. Oh, just as I turn away, Thompson's taking the lead. Pretty much action going on in the circuit here. Thompson retakes the lead just where Vettel went off in 2011. Threw it up the inside there. And did we catch that on live, Alex?
Yeah, we saw all that. That was good.
These two then. I'll make sure I stay with these a bit more often then. Min, good run there. But this time he's on the outside for the hairpin. He's going to have to try and hope that Thompson either brakes early or goes a bit deep. Min late on the brakes. Thompson gets to the apex. That apex car. And now we'll see what the slipstream is like down the backstroke. Porsche famous for not being too good at picking up a decent toe. We'll see what Min can do. Maybe he can try and set up Thompson into the final corner like Thompson did to him. Little look. But looks like they're going to take their racing line into the final chicane. You can see Min taking a bit more of the curb, and Thompson gets very sideways on the exit. Min going right to the outside for the first corner. Hey Alex, what's going to happen into the first corner again?
Yeah, same again. Yeah, like you say, complete role reversal this time. Min on the outside, Josh late on the brakes. Min holds it round the outside. That's very good. He's there. Josh around, can't quite correct the car. There was there any contact there? It looked very close. I'm not sure there was. Both drivers pushing, and actually Min slows down, so I think there may well have been.
Yeah, I think there was.
Sportsmanship, great sportsmanship there. If he's waited for him as well, that's awesome.
Well, for me, it looks like a bit of lag contact there. The two went together on mine, but yeah, there was definite contact there. And Min slowing down, allowing Thompson to close back up to the rear of his Porsche 911, running through the top 10. There is only, including Matt Bunn, 11 cars left in this race. Anto Min, flashing lights there from Josh Thompson, leads Thompson in 2nd. Christian Rose in 3rd. They're only 6 seconds behind now after that bit of argy-bargy in the first corner. Sam Kumo in 4th. 5th is Dan Blake, he's got ahead of Landamore now. Venter in 7th, Dan Brown 8th, Adam McNally in 9th for Youth Energy, and Andy Shield, car 007, rounding out the top 10 after that moment at the opening lap. In wide on the exit of the hairpin, trying to get as much speed as he can. 4 minutes to go. It's a 90-second or so lap around this circuit in the Porsches, so we won't have too many more tours of this circuit. Thompson closing in again down the back straight. Is Min going to let him have the inside line? He moves over, moves back to the racing line, and Thompson up the inside, back into the lead, and maybe Min was still feeling a bit forgiving after the contact that took place at the hairpin area. That's it though. Could be a repeat of the previous lap here. Lock up. Thompson gives him the space this time.
Yeah. And more so, there was enough to get bust in between, and this time he wanted to make sure that it wasn't there. 3 minutes 15 on the clock to go, and Josh back up the inside got a much better run coming out of the second corner there, and yeah, these two glued at it. There's not much difference in the pace between them at the moment. You've got Christian Rose catching them both up, but I think he's just too far back. Conrad Venter, Simon Landamore also having a little battle. Let's just see what's going on there for a hot second. If the leaders get close again, we'll switch it back up, but Venter makes a little mistake and drops back, so back to the lead.
Titanic scrap this is. You can't take your eyes off it really. Between Josh Thompson and Anto Min. We didn't get to see much of Thompson at Bathurst on Tuesday. Had a crash at Forest Elbow on lap 1 of the race, and we didn't see him again for the rest of the night. But here he is putting on a real show here, him and Anto Min, with just 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the opening race of the day. Of course, after this we've got BSR Race 1, and then we'll be back here for Porsche Race 2. When it all unfold there, we will have a reverse grid for Race 2, of course. I think we now have to do a wheel for Alex. I think they were saying that it's not based on championship order anymore. They go for the final corner to start lap 9 of the race. What's the gap going to be as they cross the line? What are the lap times going to be like whilst they have this battle? Over the line, the gap at the line, 0.3 of a second. Min having a little look at the inside again there. 37.5 for Thompson, 37.8 for Anto Min. And sliding his way on the exit. Thompson getting the gap up a little bit now. Alex, to 0.4 of a second. I think that's probably as big as it's been over the last few laps.
Yeah, I haven't seen it much bigger. Half a second now. Venter and Landamore very, very close. They're side by side though. Venter having a little look up the inside. Landamore very, very late on the brakes. Completely misses the corner. Has to get out of it to avoid hitting Venter on the exit. So Conrad up and into 6th place.
Good job by Conrad Venter.
Oh, Brown behind as well. Straight on, having a little look on Landamore straight away. Brown's been having a good few races of late as well, so it's unusual to see him down there in 8th place.
Yeah, Brown nearly running into the wall on the exit there.
I'm not sure we will have to spin the grid. The only spinning wheel that I've got is 26 places, so that make it a full reverse grid anyway. So.
Well, it looks like then, yeah, Andy Shield is going to be on pole position at this rate for race 2. Got 35 seconds.
Yeah, so we're going to get one more lap after this one.
Anto Min will have to close in. Oh, looks like Dan Brown might have got past Landamore just now. Well, it looks like the wheel-to-wheel actually going into the hairpin. Inside he goes, Dan Brown. Slide on the exit by Landamore. Landamore has been dropping down positions the last few laps. Venter getting by, Brown now getting by as well. Maybe a bit of damage he's nursing on that Porsche 911. But yeah, we're about to start the final lap of the race, or we have started the final lap of the race. Thompson and Min separated by 0.2 of a second. Min might be just turning on the pressure one last time on the final lap. To the first chicane they go, right, left. Whoa, Min! Just about hangs on to it. Now that's given Josh Thompson half a second, but then he runs very wide, almost onto the dirt and the dust there. The right-hander. Got up the speed again. Now on our way towards the second of the chicanes. And the run to the hairpin. Takes a lot more curb, Anto Min there, and he's got a much better run. This could be his one opportunity. Can he get it up the inside? Thompson will defend the inside line. Hear them both getting on the brakes. Thompson hogging the inside line there. That's going to be a run to the line, Alex.
Yeah, if this is anyone's at this point, 0.2 of a second. Definitely has opportunity, doesn't need to get by, needs to be moving around, being as large as possible in the mirror for Thompson there. Thompson goes slightly defensive, back onto the racing line. Or who's going to get the best exit? Oh, it was in a little bit deep. Min's got a good run, but then gets all kinds of sideways coming out of that corner. But Thompson takes the win.
And a very happy team principal as well. Josh Thompson takes the win. Anto Min second. Christian Rose will take the final spot on the podium. Adam McNally spun, by the way, but that's not going to affect his position at all. Fourth for Sam Kumo. Fifth for Dan Blake. He's just coming over the line now, Dan Blake, with a lot of damage to his Porsche 911. Then it's Conrad versus Dan to the win. I mean, not for the win, for the 6th and 7th. And it looks like Conrad Venter is going to get the 6th position there, with Dan Brown in 7th and Landemore in 8th. And we're just waiting for the stragglers to come across the line in McNally and Andy Shield, who will end up being the reverse grid pole sitter, as only 10 of the cars will be finishing here. What a scrap though, Alex. Josh Thompson versus Anto Min there.
Yeah, fantastic one through the entire the race. That's what you want.
So line out goes Andy Shield to take that 10th position. Well, then that rounds up the opening race of the day here at Montreal. But yeah, join us after the break. We're going to be getting set for the opening race of the BSRTC. The BSRTC comes back after the break here on Apex Racing TV.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to Apex Racing TV, and welcome back to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve here in Canada for the resumption of the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. 2 weeks ago we were at Imola, where I didn't do very well. We're here where Andrew Woodhouse is trying to better and make us look like, not like we're complete fools here on the Apex Racing TV commentary box. Alex Simpson, who's definitely not a fool, is with me in the commentary box. And yeah, Alex, now time to shift away from the Porsches for a bit, see how the Kia Optimus can tackle this circuit.
The jury's still out on that comment, to be honest, Adam, some might say. Well, hello everybody, good to be back again for the BSRTC. Looking forward to this one, which is a great race, and the Porsches right at the front there, just swapping positions all over the place. So let's hope we get something very, very similar in this race.
Likewise, yeah, we're running through the championship standings going into this race meeting. We've already had 39 races of the season completed. We've just got 101 to go. David Baker leads the way in the championship standings, 105 points ahead of Stelin Chepelevsky. Third is Sven Glatzel. Fanatec, really the story of the season so far. Wojciech Saviljevich, the reigning series champion, in 4th for Apex Racing, with Michael Hall in 5th, Richard Gore 6th, Dan Craft 7th, Kip Stevens up in 8th position, Jake Blackhall in 9th, and Pete Howard rounding out the top 10. Nicole Foggy for the Northern Lights Racing team leads the way in the AMs. John Roberts, a Pro-Am title winner himself a few seasons ago, in 2nd. Stuart Atkinson, his teammate, in 3rd. 4th, Roy Ververke. 5th is Thorstein Helgersen. 6th is Andrew Whitehead. Max Rice in 7th. 8th, Scott Malcolm. 9th, Laura Bond. And joint 9th with herself is Simon Roden. In the team standings, I've been told it's very close. And it has closed up a bit. CQRS line only 37 points ahead of Apex Racing. That duel is going to go all the way to the end, I think. Pro Sim in 3rd, a good 40 or so points ahead of CQR Race Hub, who are in 4th. Then Boosted highest of the Pro-Ams in 5th. Fanatec 6th, Northern Lights Racing in 7th, Automech Not Kill in 8th, Simgear in 9th, Automech Performance in 10th, Alphalatech in 11th, and GTO Mega in 12th position. Much higher grid than we had in the Porsches, of course, Alex, and as well a rule that we've seen in the last few seasons, that you're only allowed one car for the session, and with the track being not the longest track in the world, the drivers have been really struggling to find some space around this circuit.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, actually, the amount of drivers that are out there. So difficult, you know. But yes, A lot of drivers that haven't set times, some that have. I think there's a few penalties being served as well out there. So, yeah, interesting to see how this race is going to develop. This is almost like a bit of a mixed grid anyway, because we're going to have people coming through on this one. So, it should be interesting in that mid-pack.
Well, as always, we've got a big grid to run through. We do have Andrew Woodhouse. We'll be speaking to him after the race. Nice person to see back. Jamie Rushworth is back for this race meeting. Season 4 champion of the BSRTC. See how he gets on. Running through the grid. Dan Kraft on the pole. Savinovic second. Michael Hall in third. David Baker in fourth. Fifth is Diogo Mello with Ricardo Castrolado in sixth. Dan Hunt seventh. Stelian Chapelevsky in eighth. Who lost the title to Jamie Rushworth back in season 4 in ninth. Andreas Katz in 10th. So we've got the season 4 and the season 3 and 8 champions there. 11th is Alex Walensky, 12th is George Simmons, 13th Colin Cunniff, 14th Miguel Freitas, Club 73 Touring Car Championship driver, applying his trade here. Paul Smith in 15th, Stuart McFadden in 16th, 17th Richard Gore, 18th Stephen Baxter, 19th Lee Berridge, and 20th Ben Hackerson. 21st is Jake Blackball, 22nd Julian Janowski, 23rd is Jack McIntyre, 24th Ross McFarlane, 25th Jamie Ayres, 26th Mark Woodhouse, 27th Lorne Murray, 28th Thorstein Helgersen, 29th Max Wright, and 30th Adam Hadfield. Andrew Whitehead 31st, 32nd Simon Roden, 33rd Laura Bond, 34th Stuart Atkinson, 35th Matthew Keever, 36th there he is Andrew Woodhouse, 37th Sven Glatzel. All these cars haven't set times by the way. Josh Thompson 38th, 39th Nicole Foggy, 40th Rusty Laidler, 41st Maciek Sakovic, 42nd is John Roberts, 43rd Roy Ververke, 44th Nathan Davis, 45th Kip Stevens, 46th Alex Everett, 47th Michael Blake, 48th Rob Graham, 49th Cesare Rizzo, 50th is Craig Evans, 51st Scott Malcolm, and starting at the back in 52nd, literally in the middle of the chicane, is Dave Christie.
Right, mate. Take a breath.
Quite a big one, yeah.
Championship standings and the grid all in one breath.
Right then. I was about to ask you predictions, but we've got no time. We've got literally about 3 seconds to go, and then all the drivers will be looking at those lights. We'll get the opening race of the day in the BSRTC underway. It's a classic CQR versus Apex battle here. Handcraft on the band. A very quick change by the lights. We're away.
Yeah, it didn't look like the greatest start, did it, from Kraft there as well. Got bogged down a little bit, but seems to be able to maintain that into turn 1, so he'll be happy with that. Everybody else going to come flowing through. Let's see a bit further back. Any accidents? Looks pretty good so far. Usually this first chicane, isn't it? This seems to be the bottleneck, where if there's going to be an incident, it's going to be around here.
I'm just going to see Jamie Rushworth keeps blinking in and out. Hopefully he comes back, seeing everyone filter their way through. I can see Andrew Woodhouse in there, and everyone through safely.
Yeah, great first chicane there. So quite unusual to see it like that. So good driving standards out there.
Oh dear, Jamie Rushworth's towed back to the pits. Well,
Yeah, that was probably to do with his connection more than anything. Yeah. I don't think anybody could tell where he is. Maybe got a bump that, you know, out of nowhere. It's a bit of a shame when it's like that. Oh, slow downs for the leaders. Look at them. Loads
number 5,
people
Stelian as well.
there having to serve it. Absolutely disaster. Dan Kraft all the way down to 15th. Chepelevsky into 18th as well. So Wojciech takes up the lead.
Well, default works for Wojciech, and yeah, I'll be happy with that. He's already got a nice healthy advantage over second place man Michael Hall. He's disappeared off the timing screen, which means that David Baker is in second position. Well, you can see him in second. Hopefully Michael Hall comes back. Looks like that could be 2 CQR cars that have had connection issues. Maybe they live in the same area. Maybe their ISPs have had got issues. Who knows? Ricardo Castrolado into the pits. Maybe he didn't serve a slowdown penalty in time, but the Pro Sim man is into the pits as well. And that is going to drop him right down the order.
Yeah, let's hope that it's not a recurrence of what we were seeing at Le Mans and what they've cancelled the Watkins race for, this memory leak issue, which is causing people to drop. I don't know if they've dropped out of the server yet or anything like that, but a couple of people, really struggling there, so fingers crossed.
Yeah, Michael Hall received throughput. He's gone from this opening race. Now, so the 6 hours of the Glen has been Has it been cancelled, Alex?
It's certainly been delayed.
Delayed, okay.
But yeah, so just they're not willing to run it with the possibility of this issue. So I think it's probably a good call, to be honest. There was enough people threw their toys at their pram after Le Mans.
Well, luckily for us, we were in a split that was made up of literally just GTE cars. I think that's probably what saved us in a way. Any HPDs, we might have had the same issues. But yeah, Alex Smolenski versus George Simmons are having a battle. This is Smolenski going past Simmons anyway. Who's that behind Simmons now? That is Paul Smith. Paul Simmons having a bit of defensive driving there. And,
Smith's definitely a driver, really come on quite a lot this season. Really featuring well. I would say he's always been quick and picked up a few wins and things like that, but seems to be holding his own in and around that top 15 week in, week out now. So yeah, let's see if he can push on a little bit more and try and break that top 10 on a regular basis.
I think he's taken a win this season as well, Paul Smith. So definitely having a season to remember so far. An update on Andrew Woodhouse. He is in 33rd position. Slow down for someone there, Alex. There's someone going slowly. Car 16, no 10. Richard Gore, I think that was.
Katz.
I know it's Katz, Andreas Katz. Car 26 or something, isn't it? I think Andreas Katz. But yeah, nightmare for him. Just trying to find Katz's number on here. Actually, it's not 26, is it? It's 36.
Yeah, I don't quite know why these slowdowns are so severe. It really makes no sense to me at all. Could be 1 or 2 seconds, and they it always seems to be in this series that it's about 10 seconds.
Well, Katz hadn't set a valid lap time.
Yeah, that'll be why.
Yeah, so yeah, especially if you get a slowdown in the final chicane, that basically invalidates the entire lap. So yeah, not what he would have wanted at all. Katz now down to 19th position. Of course, he will still be helped out by the reverse grid. Which will help many of the drivers here today. Porsche Cup 1.4 seconds ahead of David Baker in seconds. Now starting to come under pressure from his teammate Diogo Melro, who seems to be having a good race meeting here. You don't see Diogo too far near the front. Really taking over from Ash Sutton, who was racing at Croft at the weekend. Was really giving the Croft specialist Colin Turkington a run for his money that race weekend. A big crash there as well.
Yeah, huge. Colin Cunliffe looks like he's got a good run on Dan Hunt here, a bit further back. Teammates going at it again, so we've got a couple of teammates battling out there now. But they've got Smolenski behind and Simmons. We saw that little battle that was going on earlier on as well, so they won't want to hold each other up too much because they've got a little margin at the moment. Problem for Laura Bond, she's into the pits as well, so maybe a retirement for her.
Yeah, Laura Bond towing back to the pits. Was running in the midfield in about 30th position at the time. See if I can find out what happened to Laura Bond here. Oh dear, it was a big one. Gonna be able to get it. Well, she's the reason it starts actually. Going through the first of the chicanes, Alex, she hits the outside wall. Then the car's broken, and someone ends up collecting her. Or someone else has a separate incident actually. Yeah, that's a Fanatec car of Alex Everett.
Someone just went wide in sort of the very peripherals of our screen. I'm not sure who it was. Maybe Richard Gore.
Oh no.
He's very, very slow. Is that another slowdown for Gore? It looks like it's just a slowdown. So maybe some damage actually showing on the front right. Just trying to stay out of the way.
Well, Richard Gore was
big time. Let's have a look. See if that was some sort of contact. Oh, could be in contact. I'm seeing the car sort of reacting funny. Let's go back a bit further.
Ian McFadden. Yes, it was. Ian McFadden, bit of a punt there. Smash and grab.
Smash and grab. Yeah, we haven't said that for a little while. I think the last time we said that was here, wasn't it? Oh yeah, he did just whack him, and then just sent him straight into the arm car, and he's going to have massive front tracking issues there as well. It's going to be very difficult for Richard to stay within the 2-lap window and score points, but I'm sure he will try nonetheless.
This puts McFadden up into 9th position now. 9th position now, as we are on lap 6 of the race, lap 5 of the race. It's an 8-lap race around Montreal.
Craft behind him now as well, so I don't think he's going to stay in that position, and of course I have no doubts that will get looked at and reviewed. Oh, maybe Craft with another slowdown penalty.
Maybe a bit of curse. Oh no, maybe he looks like he might have been able to serve it there because he has set a valid lap time down, Craft. Oh no, he just about makes the first chicane. Nearly was on the grass there, and this allows Hackerson to close in as well. Car 13, the camouflage boosted car.
Katz and Berrington very, very close as well, coming through the first of the chicanes, and Berrington kind of said, well, if you want to try it around the outside, you're going to end up with the wall in your face. And yeah, Katz had to get out of that and then come under a little bit of pressure from Ross McFarlane behind.
McFarlane driving for the Northern Lights Racing team, who are living life high at the top of the Pro-Am Drivers' Championship with Nicole Foggy, who is racing today in 25th position. Ross McFarlane, the highest of them here. He is in 19th place in the early going here, just over half the race gone. And we'll see if there's any battles bunching up further up the field.
Hunt problems. And
Post kicking off here.
One of the boosted cars almost got into him.
That's Simmons. Oh, we're too wide down the front, or down the back straight. I think that's what we're looking at here, Alex, isn't it? Ross McFarlane and Alex Smolensky. Oh dear, Paul Smith's in the mix as well. Paul Smith's a clever driver. He should know to get out of this. Into the final chicane. Round the outside goes McFarlane. Smolensky gives him the position. Dan Hunt's dropped down to 7th position as a result of all this. And here comes Paul Smith. It's still not over in any stretch of the imagination here as we come across the line, start lap 6. 3 laps to go. Here comes up the inside. That is Dan Hunt, I think, of George Simmons. And up the inside of him goes Paul Smith. Now Simmons trying to get past Smolensky here. Ball kicking off.
There for McFadden, I think it was. So Smith passed him.
Yeah, we've got McFarlane and McFadden. Oh no, it is Stuart McFadden, isn't it? Passing away with Dan Hunt. Dan Hunt in that Northern Lights racing car. At least on my screen, anyway. Vic Blackhall's dropped down to 13th position, so he's been shuffled back. Maybe a slowdown penalty for him.
It would have been a good race for Jake, I have to say. He was a bit further down on the grid, so he's moved up quite nicely. He's scoring some good consistent points there.
How bunched up this is as we go through the third of the chicanes here on the Montreal circuit. Is a huge train, starting with Colin Cunniff, then Smolensky, then Simmons, then Smith, Hunt, McFadden, Dan Craft, and Dan Craft bringing up the rear of this train as we go into the hairpin. Up the inside goes McFadden on Craft. Oh, Hunt moves across. That will be a slowdown surely for McFadden. He was literally on the grass on the inside of the hairpin. Oh, and it's kicking off again. Dan Craft giving a bit of afters there. That might have broken something on McFadden. I don't know.
It's worth pointing out as well that Baker is really, really trying to get back into the slipstream of Wodge here at the front. So Wojciech pushing hard. Last couple of laps though, he's been a couple of tenths of a second slower than Baker. This time, a tenth of a second quicker. So it's ebbing and flowing. But Baker's right there. One good lap from Baker, and you have to feel that he'll be in that sort of 7-8 tenths of a second barrier, and that might just put the pressure on Wojciech for that final lap.
It's real stuff this is between George Simmons and Alex Smolensky. Running wide in the background was the Northern Lights car of Dan Hunt. That will allow Dan Craft to close in once again. Don't forget, Craft was the pole sitter here. Still trying to get all the positions back after that opening lap slowdown. Oh, as he brushes the wall, you can see the sparks probably flying there on the screen as we go through the long right-hander here and into the second of the chicanes. Another sparks flying there as Alex Smolensky goes wide. That gives Simmons a sniff, a bit of a nudge there. Go on to this short straight. All a battle over 4th place on back. And they've lost a lot of time. They're now 10 seconds behind Diogo Melro, Baker and Savinovic at the front. Smith still holding on to that 7th position as well. Dan Hunt in the mix there. Colin Cunniff starting to stretch his legs. Looks like Dan Craft is still trying to get wheel to wheel with Dan Hunt here as we go into the hairpin. This is the penultimate lap of the race as well. 1.5 laps to go.
Yeah, Hunt having to take the inside line to try and defend from Craft, and Craft gets a much better exit out, although I feel it's going to be difficult to get by because Hunt's just a half a second behind Paul Smith, so we'll get a lot of slipstream, but in the end has to move out wide, and the pack ahead is not where it wants to be for Hunt, so he's on the losing side of that draft pack. Unfortunately, Craft goes through and will complete that going into the final chicane. Who is that?
Oh, that's Smith.
They all check up.
Oh no!
Oh, disaster!
That's an Apex car that hit it. That was Chepalevsky.
Well, Smith nailed that one. He's still flying as well. So.
Dear me. Well, Paul Smith is a northerner, and he would have been heading north there. very quickly after Stalin Chapelewski gets into him, and it's not the first time he's ended up flying into a pit lane. I think he's done that at Motegi back when racing on the oval. And Paul Smith, who was having such a good race, we were talking how he was doing so well. That hasn't gone well at all. Final lap of the race then, 0.6 of a second. Savinovic versus Baker. Baker, you were right, Alex, he's been trying everything to try and get within that slipstream. He might just have one shot at getting this lead in the final half a lap.
I saw a little replay of that from onboard Stellion there as he comes through the final corner. Just all of a sudden has a CQR car right in his face and nowhere for him to go. Heavy hit into the wall too.
Baker gets the gap down to about 0.2 as we go through the hairpin, but you can see that Savinovic gets the much better run on the exit. It might just be enough for the Apex car to take the victory. Now, similar situations here in the past. Graham Carroll, who was driving for Apex Racing back in Season 7, looked like he was about to take the win and got a slowdown through the final corner. And didn't serve it in time and got a penalty as a result. Hopefully Savinovic won't have that issue now. So go for the final corner, past the wall of champions on the right-hand side. Baker runs out very wide to the wall there. And Wojciech Savinovic will come across the line. He's already weaving. Even with half a second, he's not too worried. And Wojciech Savinovic takes the opening race of the day. David Baker second, Diogo Melro third.
This looks quite close between Baxter, McFadden and McIntyre here as well. So they all come out. Who gets the best exit? It's not going to be Baxter. Bit of a shoddy exit there. Comes under a bit of pressure from McIntyre, but nothing happening. Anyone else super close? Foggy and Hadfield, they're very, very close. Just 0.3 of a second. You see them coming across the screen right now.
How about is Andrew Woodhouse in all this? He's just coming across the line. Oh, has he got a slow down? He's pretty slow there, but it looks like he's going to get across the line and take it to 25th place. Now that is
not too shabby.
That is that outside our reverse grid, Alex? Well, I know we've got such a big one here, but I think
26,
if we
I think, is the smallest number. So
yeah,
no pole for you, Mr. Woodhouse.
I'll be hoping for a small reverse grid, yeah. But the 25th position after the amount of chaos that we saw. Yeah, there's no Woodhouse button here.
No, I told you to make that change. They're still not done it for me.
Scramble for next time.
It's very hot out here. The tyres are just getting absolutely murdered after a couple of laps. So
and I bet it's hot in.
It's very difficult. I'm braking about a good 50 yards earlier than I was in qualifying for every corner. So
and it's hot in the cockpit as well.
Fairly warm, must admit. But it's so tight out here, and there's hardly any space that you just end up, like I say, you just the first lap. I must have lost 20 seconds on the first lap just by everyone checking up and things.
A lot tighter than it was 2 years ago, I guess.
Well, yeah, that's true.
I'll run you through the finishing order then of the opening race of the day. Wojciech Savinovic takes the win. In fact, we've got to do it pretty quickly here because we've got to get off to race 2 of the Porsches. David Baker second, third for Diogo Melro, fourth Colin Cunniff, fifth George Simmons, sixth Dan Kraft, seventh Ben Hackerson, eighth Alex Malensky, Stuart McFadden in ninth, and 10th for Stephen Baxter, 11th for Jack McIntyre, 12th Julian Janowski, 13th for Ross McFarlane, 14th for Lorne Murray, 15th for he just hit Lee Berridge, 16th for Rusty Laidler. I think he might even be the biggest mover in the field, Laidler. 24 positions gained in a track as tightly congested as this. That's a pretty good result. 17th for Mark Woodhouse, the highest of the Woodhouses. 18th for Miguel Freitas, 19th for Adam Hadfield, and 20th Nicole Foggy, the AM leader. 21st for Jamie Ayres, 22nd Sejin Chapelewski after that face full of Paul Smith. 23rd for Thorstein Helgeson, 24th Max Wright ahead of Andrew Woodhouse, who finished in 25th. 26th for Stuart Atkinson, not the first time this week that Andrew Woodhouse has beat Stuart Atkinson in a race. Josh Thompson, 27th, 28th for Maciek Sakovic, 29th for Matthew Kieber, 30th for Andreas Katz after that slowdown that he never recovered from, and a bit of contact to boot as well. Simon Roden 31st, 32nd Michael Blake, Scott Malcolm 33rd, Cesario Rizzo 34th, Dave Christie in 35th position, 36th for Roy Ververke, 37th Craig Evans, 38th Andrew Whitehead, Kip Stevens in 39th, and 40th for Nathan Davis. King of the Ring John Roberts 41st, Laura Bond in 42nd. Paul Smith ended up getting catapulted into the pit lane, and that is where he stayed, and he ended up finishing 2 laps down as well, so he's ineligible for the reverse grid pole. Dan Hunt must have been involved in that collision in the final chicane as well. He ended up finishing 2 laps down along with Jake Blackhall and Michael Hall. Richard Gore 3 laps down after that nudge into the wall by Stuart McFadden. Rob Graham 4 laps down, Alex Everett 5 laps down, 7 laps down Castro Lado, and Jamie Rushworth's connection issues really hampering his performance here today in 51st, and Sven Glatzel 3rd in the championship. not having the best opening race of the day. He finished in stone dead last, 52nd.
Nice.
Yes,
Opening touring car race of the night, I think. I'm already looking forward to what the next three are going to deliver us there. So some good hard racing, some accidents and all, and someone into the Wall of Champions in a big way already. So good to know.
well, literally then time for the second time to set the reverse, the second race of the day. And like Simpson, I think this could make or break a few hearts here. There is quite a big grid and quite a few big names hoping for a big result.
Here we go then. Let's spin that wheel. Hold back. Like I said, we need to get off to the Porsches. So there it goes. We've just missed a full. Looks like it might be quite a small one.
Oh, Andrew Woodhouse is delighted at the moment.
Yeah, which is going to help our colleague indeed. 28th place it is.
Oh, that will be a 28, 27, 24th, second row of the grid for Andrew Woodhouse. Well, I will tell you he's on the pole, actually.
Oh, well, that's good then.
We'll tell you more importantly.
It's more important to talk about them than me.
Well, Maciej Sakovic is on the pole. Josh Thompson, the winner of the opening race of the Porsches, is going to be starting second. Third is Stuart Atkinson. And fourth, Andrew Woodhouse. Now, the Atkinson and Woodhouse, we battle with them at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. They're going to be battling here in the BSRTC. So that is all to come. But next is race 2 of the BSR Porsche Cup, and it's after the break here on Apex Racing TV.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Time for the Kia Optimus to take a back seat here on Apex Racing TV, and time for the Porsches to take centre stage for the second race of the day in the BSR Porsche Cup. Welcome back to Apex Racing TV. Welcome back to the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for BSR Race Night. As always, in the commentary box, me, Adam Buff, and Alex Simpson. Andrew Woodhouse should be along in a moment, fresh out of the car from a relatively good race one. And Alex, bit of a reduced grid here. We're in the single figures for this second race.
Yeah, we haven't seen that before, so not sure quite what's gone on between session 1 and session 2. We must have missed something. But yeah, people not returning, it would seem, so hopefully we can bring some information on that a bit later on. But yeah, small grid, championship leader, a few others in there as well. Thompson back, not sure if he's going to run, he's not circulating at the moment. I hope so. Hope we have a reasonable race out of this, even though with the reduced capacity.
Well, Anto Min, he didn't win the race one, did he? He came second place.
Second, yeah.
Thompson took the opening race victory. I don't know whether that's a catalyst for everyone to for the CQR team, especially to up tools, because Matt Bunn didn't have the best of opening races. Neither did Andy Shield, car 007. So they aren't on the grid. Tell you what, this is brilliant for Cheese and Wine, because it looks like that both Conrad Venter and Sam Kumo have got a 80% chance of getting a top 5 here or so. So we'll see what happens. We're only through the grid. Brace yourselves. It is on the pole position as it loads. Stephen Dawson, then Adam McNally, then Simon Landemore, then Dan Brown, then Conrad Venter, and in 6th place it's Dan Blake, then Sam Kumo in 7th, and starting at the back in 8th it is our race 1 winner, Josh Thompson.
Well,
there we go.
That's that, I suppose.
That's out of the way. We've got a good 30 seconds to we've not. Oh, we actually haven't got 30 seconds because everyone's gridded. Here we go. Race 2 of the day.
Oh, jump start.
Oh, that jump start for Landemore, was it? Oh, he's going anyway.
Green, green,
Well, he
He's
might
going
as
anyway.
well.
He's like, I've had it, guys. He's going, and it's not Simon Landemore. Yeah, it is Landemore. Simon Landemore takes the lead, then into the first corner. While the other race goes on behind him. Stephen Dawson takes second place. 3rd is Adam McNally. 4th is Dan Brown. 5th is Kumo. 6th is Blake. 7th is Thompson. And in last position, it's Conrad Venter as they come out the hairpin for the first time.
Yeah, I'm the same. If you make the mistake in going that early, you might as well just launch it. It's just no point. You've got a nice little penalty to serve. You can get that done and out the way. Not going to affect anybody else's race.
You get the same penalty if you jump the start by
Yep.
like 200 yards as if it's by 5 yards, don't you? Oh dear.
And
Oh
off
no.
is Thompson.
Carnage.
Oh, and off is Kumo. And off
And
is
the ball was around as well. So.
That's everyone, I think.
The jump start really.
I think maybe was it Dan Blake the only one that actually didn't hit anything. I think the rest of it is nonsense.
Well, Dan Brown probably picked up the most damage out of all that. This now means that Adam McNally's in the lead. Second is Stephen Dawson. Third is now Simon Landemore. So instant karma's going to get you and all that as we go to the hairpin. And I think the car that picked up the most damage, Woody, is Sam Kumo. I think the front of the car is destroyed.
Yeah, I think he was unlucky, wasn't he? I think he came around the corner and there wasn't a lot he could do. The spun car, I think, ended up right in his face.
Flashing the lights as well as we head down the back straight. Maybe we will be seeing our commentary and cameraman colleague coming into the pit lane at the end of the lap, and maybe into the pits goes Landemore. Anyway, that's that jump start getting served.
Landemore didn't even get the benefit of his jump start, did he?
No.
Oh dear. Well, we've got a two-car race essentially.
Oh, yeah, hopefully Stephen Dawson can give Adam McNally a fight. Youth Energy.
Or maybe Dan Blake as well.
Maybe Dan Blake. Yeah, Blake's trying to get past Kumo now. Blake has taken a victory earlier this season. Has decided to step away from the Kia, taken up the Porsche, and it gave him instant success. He got a victory in the second race meeting of the season at the Glen.
Yeah, it was a good win, wasn't it? And we've all been in these races, though, gents, where there's only a few people in, and you've just got to make the best of it and try and, there's still points up for grabs, because if, for instance, there's 20 cars again next week, then they'll want to be grabbing these points.
Yeah, exactly that.
There we go then. You can see Conor Venters in 5th. Looks like he's on for a top 5 here at the moment. The cheese and wine driver. Close there, Blake, as they go through the chicane. Gap between McNally and Dawson is 0.8 of a second. So at the moment, this Kumo Blake battle is the closest battle we've got on the circuit at the moment. Can Blake get anything done up the inside into the hairpin? Not just yet. Kumo, even though it might be a wounded car, still pulling out quite a performance here in the early going. It is going to be another 15-minute race. See if Blake can get any extra speed on Kumo as we go down the straight. He's already a good 5 or 6 kilometres an hour quicker than Kumo, and he might actually get it done here at the inside into the chicane. Up the inside he goes. And I don't think Sam's going to do much to stop him. Blake through into 3rd.
That car's seriously damaged there, isn't it? I love the way Sam's having a little flash of his lights as well. He's got Venter behind him, they're both doing it now. I'm sure they're in communication just so that we can see it for the broadcast.
There's no sense in...
Blake! Oh well, thanks very much, says Kumo. I'll take that class.
Oh no, Thompson.
And piling in goes Josh Thompson. And that's Thompson done. That's a retirement. So
we're down to
7
cars. And third, and there's only 3. There's only 3 still intact, I think, fully.
Same for Blake, really, because I think if he just got the car going again, he's still had the pace to probably get a podium out of all that. The car's really, really suffering now, so that is a shame.
Conrad's car okay, is it?
Yeah, Conrad's car's fine.
Conrad's car's fine, so 4 cars that are working.
I saw smoke. It's Adam McNally. I think he just made a bit of an error there, and that's allowed Stephen Dawson to close in. Dawson, fastest lap of the race in that last lap. Will he be lunging in for a tackle?
In fairness, this is still as many people as finished that IndyCar race in Texas the other night.
Oh yeah, we're heading for 82 Monaco here as well, or maybe 96 Monaco.
96.
We don't have any Frenchmen on the grid. We did have Anto Min for race 1, so if he was still here, we could have tried to replicate it that way. But at the moment, it's McNally versus Dawson. Let's go into the chicane again, half a second. So McNally probably has the pace. He just needs to make sure he doesn't get too many errors. Because now, even just for that final chicane, he's got to gap to a second now. At 4 of the race. New fastest lap by McNally, 37.9. One for Dan Brown. What's happened to Brown? He's towed straight back to the pits. He must have had a crash. The car doesn't look too good. What's happened here? Final chicane then. Misses the first curb, gets the second. Spins, gets a slide on, I should say, tries to save it. Instead has a date with the wall instead.
Oh,
or
dear,
2.
Simon Landemore.
Or 3.
Almost, Landemore almost loses it. His car is absolutely done for.
Yeah, well, until just now, he was still being shown as in last position. But due to Dan Brown and Josh Thompson's demise, now up into 6th place. 6 cars remaining then. Indy 2005 springs to mind here.
Yeah. And just like Indy 2005, we've got 2 cars at the front sort of on their own.
Followed by a car that's got yellow on it, sort
Yeah,
of.
that counts.
Sam Kumo. Well, Sam Kumo's no Tiago Montero, but and
Don't know
Conrad
whether that's good or bad.
And Conrad Venter's no Narain Carbacane, but yeah. Peace and Wine in for a podium, at least, I think, because they definitely don't look like they're going to get any pressure from Dan Blake in the final 8 minutes. He's a good 11 seconds behind here.
Alex, you've been in these races as well, where there's a lot of drivers left, and it is quite difficult sometimes to keep the concentration up and keep focused on everything you're doing.
Yeah, that's it. Well, you get a little bit almost like, well, what am I doing out here anyway?
Honestly.
And then you just lose a bit of focus. I'm sure the guys are just having a bit of a chat and a bit of a laugh in there and things like that, and the TeamSpeak server with it. So you can easily just bin it. So yeah, to stay on it. I think Nally having Dawson just 1.6 seconds behind will keep him on his toes.
Not the easiest car though, is it? Adam, to keep on the track and just in one piece, as we've seen all season, really, not just tonight.
Well, Conrad Venter was just talking to us before, talking on the track before we got going. He'd been in the GTE car the last few weeks, and after driving 24 hours plus all the practice the previous week, getting into a car like the Porsche will probably be even more of a handful to drive, especially considering the GTE, the Ferrari GTE anyway, such a blessing to drive.
Oh yes.
So Conrad, yeah, it really is.
Is.
After our IMSA races anyway during the week. But yeah, Conrad at the moment in 5th position, just probably following Sam Kumo, which is probably the best option at the moment. We've still got half the race to go, in fact, as well. Just under half the race. 7 minutes and 10 seconds to go. At the moment, right, we're running through the order very quickly. It's not as if we're short on time. Adam McNally leads Stephen Dawson by 1.2 seconds. Then it is a 4.2 second gap back to Sam Kumo in 3rd, who is 9/10 of a second ahead of Conrad Venter in 4th. And then it is a 17 second gap back to Dan Blake in 5th. And then a 25 second gap back to the guy that jumped the start, Simon Landemore, who is in 6th. And Dan Brown and Josh Thompson are out.
McNally, Alex, very, very wide over the... he hit the curbs hard at the final chicane, very nearly went into the wall. I don't know if he might have had a slowdown as well, because he's right. His lead is halved now.
Yep, under that pressure, still got 6.5 minutes of this race to go as well. So a few laps left as Dawson just a little bit deep into the first of the chicanes. Lost a bit of time.
Probably the battle that we're really hoping for here on the track. I don't think there's any other battles at the moment. So McNally versus Dawson.
Well, Kumo and Venter are only half a second apart, but it's whether they're going to have a fight over it or not. Well, they were half a second. I think Conrad might have made a mistake. Yeah, that's hearing me on the broadcast, no doubt, as flashing the lights.
Oh, I heard McNally going over the grass there for a brief moment, but it looks like he's still going strong.
Not a massive amount of slipstream in these cars either, is there? So we'll get some help down that back straight, but Dawson's going to be relying on his own skill really to get this one done.
Onto the back straight they go. Of course, it is Le Mans this weekend. Well, brilliant lap by Kamui Kobayashi. Simon Landemore's towed back to the pits, so Landemore, he might have finally met the end for himself. See what happened here. Oh, he did. He got 2 wheels on the grass and hit a wall that Felipe Massa and Carlos Sainz would have known well.
Yeah, Dawson dropped back that time as well, so lost to 0.3 of a second, because a little bit wide there as well. Just pushing too hard, he got close. Just sort of, and there he goes again. So that is pretty much that, I would think, with a couple of laps to go here.
Yeah, 2.3 seconds now. That is, we also say goodbye to Andrew Woodhouse. He's just gone off to get ready for race 2 of the BSRTC, which is coming up after this one. I think we could do with that after what we're seeing in the Porsches anyway. 4.5 minutes to go, and yeah, Stephen Dawson 2.5 seconds behind Adam McNally. And yeah, Alex, then tomorrow I think we've got the second race meeting of the Oceanic Formula 1 series, I think.
We have indeed. Are you going to turn up for that one?
I think I'll have a look. My plan seems to be in motion of Apparently, I might be on a coach somewhere at the time, so I'm not deliberately avoiding it, but yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's the second race meeting tomorrow on Apex Racing TV. During the weekend, I don't think there's any Sim Races Asia this weekend.
There's not, no. Okay, they're in a little break now until July, I believe, and then they return.
And then apart from that, Sunday we've got Club 73 Touring Car Championship.
But I think actually we do have the V8 Supercar on Saturday. I think that returns
Saturday night,
as well.
yeah.
So the next series of the Euro V8 Supercar is back, so that will be good.
The weekend viewing here on Apex Racing TV. MX-5s are finished, I think. I've had no word about a new season starting up for them yet.
That again, it's in. I think they're in talks and plans with it at the moment. Unfortunately, we've restricted ourselves to one broadcast at a time for this season. So they did speak to us and ask if we have different time slots available. So there may be a change afoot with that. I don't know if it's going to work with them though. So yeah, potential.
Of course. Yeah.
Wednesday or Friday slot, I think, is the only thing we have available at the moment now, isn't it? So.
Yeah, of course, the BSR Kia Cup, which ran back at the beginning of the year, is still on a indefinite hiatus. We'll wait and see if that comes back as well. Of course, formerly the Kia World Series and the Kia Club Series, the BSR Kia Cup. So yeah, that's been missing for a while. But yep, and yeah, Monday night we'll have the next race meeting of the Sports Car Series. For Adam McNally, a slowdown penalty there for a brief moment, but it doesn't matter. The gap's up to 3.7 seconds, and with just 2.5 minutes to go, I think a win for the Youth Energy driver is looking inevitable here. Rimitech as well on Monday night was at Watkins Glen, which is where the next special event on iRacing is going to be. We don't know when it's going to happen, of course, due to the issues that we had, that surfaced during the Le Mans 24 Hours at the weekend. So yeah, that should be another race meeting to look forward to. Wouldn't mind having a go in that, especially if it includes a GTE car after racing it at Le Mans at the weekend.
Yeah, I think that would be a fun one to do. Oh, the gaps are all just separated out now. You can see there's Kuma pulling away from his teammate as well. Come on, Venter, get to him, have him, knock him off. Let's have some entertainment in the final 1.5 minutes.
Oh yes, I guess I'm just to slow down like you would do if you're on a split screen game or something and have a good battle towards the end.
Why can't he be in our team speak? We start sending him pokes and things like that to try and distract him.
Oh dear. Yeah, 1 minute to go. I think Adam McNally's so far into the lap that we'll probably get one more lap after this one. As he goes down the back straight. Yeah, BSR Race 2 will be coming up after this one as well, so we'll see what happens there. McNally has a little bit of a mistake again, takes a bit too much of the curb there, going through the final of the chicanes. On his way to the hairpin now. Kubica had this huge incident there back in 2007, which is 10 years ago now. Quite remarkable how much that time's gone. Also shows that Lewis Hamilton's been in F1 for 10 years now. Now down the back straight, 3.2 seconds. So the gap's come down about 1 second on that lap after McNally had a small moment at the chicane at the end of the short straight. Bit of 39 dead on that last lap. Looks like Dawson might be just a bit quicker here as they go through the final chicane. A lot of the curb taken there by Adam McNally.
13 seconds to go. He's just going to sneak through, isn't he?
Hopefully the drivers have all got enough fuel in, because we always say that if there's just a few seconds in it, some drivers may have under-fueled. Little lock-up there for McNally as well. Little slide. 39 free for McNally. 38 dead for Stephen Dawson. And that is 1.3 seconds quicker. Can't roll it out, but I think McNally can afford to take it just a bit easier through this final lap, and he should be able to still take the victory.
Yeah, he seems like he's cruising really out there. To be fair, he's got the gap to do that. It's just important not to make a mistake. You can just sort of cruise out there and not lose 2 seconds. Just hit it in all your marks and being steady. I need to throw this one away. Venter very close to his teammate. Maybe he heard him in the chat.
Bit revving there. Down to, yeah, still 2 seconds, so any issues there at all. Sam Kuma though, Alex, you might get your wish here. Conrad Venta's actually putting a bit of pressure on him as we get to the final stages of the race.
Have him.
Conrad Venta, of course, the VW.
Inside dive bomb into the hairpin. See some entertainment. Oh.
Ooh, they go for the right-hander. Box beach 0 then. Adam McNally's not too far away from home here. It was Josh Thompson in race 1 for Apex, but this time it's going to be Youth Energy. It's going to slow down, it shouldn't be. And Adam McNally comes out the final corner to take, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, an easy victory here at Montreal. Stephen Dawson will take second, and who's going to get third? It will be Sam Kumo, beating Conrad Venter to that 4th position. And yeah, cheese and wine, some solid points. Dan Blake, who knows where he could have finished everything. Might have had something for the guys at the front. But at the final chicane he comes, and he will be the final finisher in 5th position. And of course Simon Undermore gave us a bit of entertainment at the start with a jump start. Dan Brown and Josh Thompson both had crashes during the race. Well then, we're out of here. We're out of time in terms of Porsches. They'll hopefully be back next week. I don't know what's actually going on behind the scenes in that series, but we'll probably see them next week. But now it's time to get the final 3 races of the BSRTC underway, and with a 28 car reverse grid, pretty small. So we'll see what the fast drivers are going to do in terms of working their way through the field. You don't want to miss it. The BSRTC returns after the break here on Apex Racing TV.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
We're back on Apex Racing TV. We're a somewhat bigger grid for the second race in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship with 28 cars reversed. Not the biggest reverse grid we've ever had, but Alex Simpson should be an interesting one for this second race.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's good to see the grid will actually be mixed up, because for a little while it was really high numbers. So this is always an interesting one. There's a few drivers that were at the front that got those slowdowns and got involved in some crashes as well that are going to be right there at the front, so you'd have to feel they've got really good opportunity here to score some big points and catch up on what they lost in the last race. And yeah, there's some guys at the front as well that normally find themselves right in that mid-pack, don't necessarily benefit from the big reverse grids, and you never quite get there in the opening races as well, so a good opportunity for them to get some good results and show what they're made of.
Well, there's no way we're going to get through the grid in time, so Maciej Stakovic is on the pole, second Josh Thompson, third Stuart Atkinson, fourth is Andrew Woodhouse, fifth is Max Wright, sixth is Thorstein Helgeson, seventh Stelian Chepelewski, eighth is Jamie Ayres, ninth Nicole Foggy, and 10th is Adam Hadfield. Now, race 2 in the BSRTC, the last time Andrew Woodhouse came here, it didn't go too well, but we don't want to curse anything, and it looks like Josh Thompson hasn't taken the start, so Andrew Woodhouse will have a clear road in front of him. Here we go, second race of the day in the BSRTC.
Green, green, green.
And we're underway. Good start from Stakovic. Can Andrew Woodhouse fill the gap left by Josh Thompson? No, he can't, because it looks like the Max Wright's going to get up the inside into the first corner. And Woodhouse slides, but he's able to hold on to it. Oh, and he hits Cheppy. Well, that's gonna already that's already going to make a few people happy there as they go wheel to wheel into the first chicane. Around the outside goes Helgeson. Helgeson might try and get up the inside, but Woodhouse finally settles down a little bit there. Adam Hadfield and Jamie Ayres also in the mix. Down we go, and on our way to the second of the chicanes, a few cars running wide. Oh, car sideways. Oh, it's Helgeson and Nicole Foggy, the highest of the AMs. Oh, he hits him again. Oh, and he hits another car. That's Jamie Ayres. And oh, Nicole Foggy into the wall. He's riding the wall. He's back onto the track. Oh, so he would have wanted Alex, I think, and he's going to get passed by quite a few drivers, and it all looks out of control here. Bang! And around go a few cars, 3 or 4.
Oh, big crash. The track
surely
is absolutely blocked.
Maybe, yeah, I'd call one. Car 116, that's Ash Sutton, he's arrived to the scene. Here comes the rest of the field. They've somehow sorted it out. Helgeson was one of the cars involved in there. He's towed back to the pits. I think Mark Woodhouse as well. Matthew Keever, Simon Roden, Michael Blake, Cesare Rizzo. They've all towed back to the pits early on. Looked like a few cars were getting in there pretty late on the brakes there, Alex, I think. Almost too late.
And unfortunately on the first lap it's just going to cause that. Look at these massive gaps we have now as well. So going to have lots of little individual battles, but this huge pack further back. So just need to let everybody pass the start finish line and we'll see. Oh, there's more collisions going into the final chicane as well. One of the CQR cars very sideways, and that could be a bit of net code going on the quarter panel in the making. Did I see a bit further back as well?
Well,
everybody
it's
seems to have survived.
Melrose. It is Melrose, but who did he collide with? That was Nicole Foggy, who's already been in the wars in the opening lap. Oh, and then car 116, that's Ash Sutton, just hits him for more on the exit. That was his teammate actually in the CQR S-Line team.
Looking for Ayres. He's into the wall hard as well.
He was 7th at the time.
Lippy trying to make a move on Atkinson for second, just 1/10 of a second behind. Maybe got to run into the halfway chicane.
Maybe through into second now. Magic Sakovic running away with things here in the early going. 2-second gap. Of course, he is a Club Series champion, won the inaugural series of it, which used to run on Sunday nights. Andrew Woodhouse up the inside. Max Wright tried to get the defence going there, but it didn't work. And now they're going to go wheel to wheel on the exit here, Alex.
Yeah, it was good from Max. He saw him, tried to cover it off, and then had to leave enough room for Woody there. And yeah, good battle between them. They're still going at it as well.
Back straight they go. He's going to go for the inside into the final chicane. Who's going to be later on the brakes? The Apex Racing TV car is. And he's through. Into 4th position. Andrew Woodhouse up to 4th. Next up is Stuart Atkinson in the boosted car.
Lippy now half a second behind our race leader, so Sakovic not having it all his own way. 6 laps to go here. It's going to be a tough slog to try and keep Stellion behind him, but I'm sure he'll give it a good go.
Gonna try, isn't he? Yeah, Chepelevsky was about one and a bit seconds behind about half a lap ago. Gap now 3/10 as we go into the first chicane. Over the curbs here, that wall on the outside beckons. Thankfully, not too many drivers have hit that so far tonight. Running through the top 10 after the craziness that we had on the opening laps. So Sakovic leads. 2nd is Chepelevsky, 3rd is Atkinson, 4th is Andrew Woodhouse, 5th is Max Wright, 6th is Adam Hadfield, 7th is Miguel Freitas, 8th is Stephen Baxter, 9th Jack McIntyre, and 10th is Ben Hackerson. Ash Sutton's up 33 positions, by the way, Alex. He didn't even do the first race, but here comes Cheppy.
That was exactly where he got Atkinson. Sakovic able to hold on to it this time, though. This little group behind still having a good little battle. Woodhouse got a great run on Atkinson. Looks to the inside, going into the hairpin while Sakovic is defending the inside. Woodhouse slides his way in and back and up and into a podium position. Showing that commentators can indeed race.
You will have probably heard him wrestling with the wheel and probably the pedals as on the team speak there as we.
Got to slow down, gents.
I did think he went over the grass there, but yeah, Andrew Woodhouse slowed down penalty. It shouldn't be too much because he has set a valid lap time, but it will nonetheless allow Atkinson and Max right through. Cheppy through, almost. Oh, nearly.
What a great battle. We don't often see side by side work through that final chicane. It's allowed that pack to close right back up again, but still Sakovic holding on. I said he would have a big old tough job, and he's still fighting it out there.
He's still serving it, was he?
Yeah.
Oh dear me. Well, this is a shame because Atkinson is not too far away from Chepelevsky and Sakovic now, and that would have been Andrew Woodhouse maybe in the lead.
You can't see the apex of the hairpin at all. You just got to sort of hope and pray where it is, and
here he comes. Chepelevsky around the outside.
Oh, that's good. Took the speed through there.
Oh no, Sakovic is still there. A bit of contact possibly. You saw a bit of smoke from the back of that Kia Optima there.
Great defending as well, because I thought Cheppy had that there, to be honest. Carried the speed round, had the inside line.
Into the halfway chicane. Sakovic still holding on. Where's Atkinson in all this? He's here. He's arrived. So is Max Wright. There's now a third battle going on between Miguel Freitas, Adam Hadfield and Andrew Woodhouse. Here comes Chepelevsky into the hairpin. And here comes Max Ryan to the hairpin as well. Stuart Atkinson nearly caught Cheppy unawares, but Sakovic has got a poor exit. And this might be the Apex Racing UK car of Stalin Chepelevsky taking the lead as we go down the back straight.
Yeah, it's just off in the distance as we see it now. A bit of traffic ahead. But yeah, I don't think that's going to affect him at all.
Also mentioned that Miguel Freitas, Hadfield and Woodhouse, all drivers, I think they're racing the Club 73. Well, Woodhouse commentates on it anyway. Chepelevsky through then into the chicane. Atkinson just holding back Max Wright, who's going to have a really bad chicane as a result of that. Might allow Freitas and Hadfield and Woodhouse to all close in. There's that traffic. That is Simon Roden getting out the way as they go into the first chicane again. And Chepelevsky. Freitas, I think, is a relation to the race director for this year's 24 Hours of Le Mans, Eduardo Freitas.
But that very polite man who comes on the radio and you know,
yes,
very clear and polite to everyone. That's good.
Everybody's clear and polite on the track. As he puts the pressure on Max Wright here as we go through the right-hander. A lot of dust and dirt on the exit. The right-hander and onto the back straight again towards the halfway chicane. Detritus on the exit of the corner there. That's a word I picked up from the Le Mans commentary during the week. As Freitas goes wide, and that is going to allow Max Wright an opportunity to get back in here. And I'm sure Andrew Woodhouse is loving this. Maybe Michael Jackson eating popcorn gif happening here as we get on the brakes into the hairpin. And Hadfield now fancying his chances. And Max Wright is going to get boxed, maybe not boxed in, but boxed out here.
But that battle behind as well, this second pack's led by Stephen Baxter. Got McIntyre, Hackinson, Simmons, Baker, Cunniff, Wojciech, Laidler.
It's basically the battle from race one resumed, basically, yeah. But Hackinson, Simmons and Cunniff in there as well. Cunniff was the car that was leading that train back in race one. Now he's right in the thick of it here in race two as they go into the chicane. Wheel to wheel there between Baxter and McIntyre. McIntyre takes a lot of the curb. Simmons nearly runs into the back of Baker there as they go off the exit of the final corner. Baker's been a bit of a hole here. He's got the boosted car to his left, two boosted cars to his left in fact. So goes into the first corner. Is he going to try and go around the outside of both of them? He gets around the outside of Simmons. Oh, bumper to bumper there. I think that'll probably be a 0x between all those guys. Yeah, fantastic battle this is. These guys have gained quite a few positions as well. Baxter 11 spots, McIntyre 9, Hackinson 12, Baker 16 positions gained, Simmons 12, as well as Cunniff, and Wojciech Swidovic, who's at the back of this train, up to 13, 15 positions gained for the reigning champion. Cunniff versus Swidovic. Wojciech trying to get the move done around the outside. That's Rusty Laidler, and that's also Dan Kraft as well. 2 by 2 here as we go down the track.
Yeah, Kraft, of course, our pole sitter as well, so we know how quick he is. And of course, we suffered that slowdown in the first race.
Oh, that's Laidler, and that's Cunniff. More, and how do you like me? As Rusty Laidler goes around the outside, and Dan Kraft through into, and that's Dan Kraft through into about the top 10, oh not the top 10, into about 11th or 12th place now. 14th, there we go. Waiting for my timing to update itself.
Yeah, says the man with the lifetime. I'm okay. I'm cheating. Atkinson very close to Sakovic now. Once that second place has got a little bit of a gap behind, but he's going to need to get a move on, otherwise Miguel's going to get there because consistently lapping quicker than the 2 cars in front of him.
I thought he would bring them along with him. However, Adam Hadfield and Andrew Woodhouse just a little bit off Miguel Freitas now.
Under the slowdown, that's right.
Okay. Freitas passed Max right now, who's lost out a bit on the last few laps. Miguel Freitas looking like he wants to gate crash the podium party here. Atkinson raced at the 24 Hours of Le Mans at the weekend. The Boosted team now racing for Boosted here in the BSRTC. Looking on for a podium at the moment. This is the penultimate lap of the race. He's just got to hold on for another 7 or so kilometres. But he's got Miguel Freitas, who isn't too shabby in a Kia Optima from the Club 73 Touring Car Championship, really piling the pressure on here in the closing stages of the race.
I hate to be that guy, Adam, but he drives the Jetta in the Club
Oh, he drives the
73
Jetta.
Championship.
Well, he's transferred his skills well.
Hate to be one of those pedantic people.
That's it, get your facts right.
Wow,
Far
he
from
tries
where I
to-
get out.
I'll go leave. Here comes Freitas. Well, I've already, yeah. Oh, there we go. It doesn't matter. Into the hairpin. And at the
To get
moment,
a good run out here. He doesn't get very good run, does he, out of the hairpin? That
No.
seems to be his problem. Atkinson gets much better draft and sort of slingshot out of there, and it gives him a couple of tenths of a second. I think that's why Freitas is struggling somewhat to get a good run into the final chicane.
I wonder if the turbo diesel of the Jetta has more torque than these Kia Optimas do. Interesting to see. Going for the final corner. Bakovic still holding on to his second position. White flag will be in the air. And here comes Atkinson. I think that might even be a slowdown. That'll be a slowdown. Through goes Freitas. Through goes Hadfield. Maybe even Max Wright as well. Maybe even Woodhouse if we're lucky. Into the first corner. Atkinson slots into the position. So it might be 1-1 in terms of the Apex boosted battle here.
Served it yet.
Oh no, he hasn't served it. No, Andrew Woodhouse is going to go through.
That's how long it takes. It's ridiculous.
Up to 6th place goes Andrew Woodhouse then. Atkinson from from 3rd to 7th in an
That's
instant.
harsh
Alex.
on Stuart, that.
Well, I'll just point out another little battle that's going on right now. Dan Hunt and Paul Smith, they're very, very close side by side as well, going into the first chicane. They've got Michael Hall just ahead of them as well. They're tagged onto the back of this little pack that we were looking at earlier on.
Paul Smith had a good race.
Another
22.
one,
Oh, slow down.
Melrose and Davis a bit further back. Sorry, I'm just trying to get some of the action a bit further back. They were side by side. Looks like Melrose come out on top of that one.
Looks like Melrose done a good job of recovering actually after he was in all sorts of a mess in the final corner. Even got tagged by his own mate Ash Sutton, who is where is Ash Sutton actually? He's now down in 40th position. That's a problem for him on the last lap actually, because he was near the front, Ash Sutton, only 20 seconds behind a lap ago. Now finds himself in 40th. So problem there for the Subaru British Touring Car driver. One person who hasn't had any problems is Stelin Chepelewski. Just heading down the back straight now alongside the rowing lake on the left hand side or right hand side of your picture, and into the final chicane now, and it's going to be another win for the Apex Racing driver. Stelin Chepelewski comes across the line and the checkered flag is his. He wins race 2. It's Woodhouse. What's going on? I presume that's no slowdown, but he's going to get past Max Wright and get a 5th position.
Chicane.
That's the top 5 for Andrew Woodhouse. Miguel
Look at
Freitas.
that pack coming across.
Pakovic gets 2nd.
Oh, someone's coming across in back reverse. Who's that?
Bumley?
It's not Rob. Just trying to find who it is actually. Who's in reverse? Oh, it's Michael Hall.
What happened to Hall? Why is he?
Have a look.
Michael Hall going back into the annals of BSRTC history there.
What transpired here? I think Montreal has got a history of cars finishing in reverse.
Oh, he got.
All the champions? No.
Oh,
Outside.
yeah, he got a little. I say he got a little. Someone got a little, and then he got a lot. But had a lot. But quick thinking, shoving it straight into reverse. It's like, come on! Now, did he beat these cars that were chasing him afterwards? I think he has easy beat. He did lose a few places, unfortunately.
Michael Hall trying his best, his Tomato impression there.
Good thinking, though.
From the movie Cars, I think that's what it does anyway. Michael Hall, yeah, as a result of that, he got, rolls down his timing sheet. He got, where's Hall on this? He got a 26th position. So we get a very small reverse grid. He will benefit from that nicely. But we're running through the finishing order then from a very enjoyable second race of the day. Race victory goes to Stelin Chepelewski, Maciek Sakovic in 2nd, Miguel Freitas in 3rd, 4th for Adam Hadfield, and 5th for Andrew Woodhouse. 6th for Max Wright, 7th for Stuart Atkinson, 8th for Stephen Baxter, 9th for Jack McIntyre, and 10th Ben Hackerson. 11th for David Baker, 12th George Simmons, 13th for Wojciech Savic, 14th for Dan Kraft, 15th for Rusty Lader, 16th for Nicole Foggy, 17th place for Colin Cunniff, 18th for Lorne Murray, 19th for Dan Hunt, 20th Paul Smith, 21st is Sven Glatzel, 23rd for Alex Everett, for Richard Gore, 24th Jake Blackall, 25th Ross McFarlane, 26th Diogo Melro, 27th Michael Hall, then it's Nathan Davis 28th, 29th Josh Thompson after starting on the front row, didn't take the start of course, and Alex Malensky in 30th, Andreas Katz 31st, Laura Bond 32nd, 33rd for Kip Stevens, 34th Rob Graham, Julian Janowski 35th, 36th for John Roberts, 37th for Scott Malcolm, 38th Roy Verke, 39th Dave Christie, and 40th for Andrew Whitehead. 41st, he just hit Lee Berridge. 42nd is Ash Sutton, 2 laps down, so he's not going to be eligible for a reverse grid. It all went wrong for him late on in the race. Jamie Ayres, 6 laps down. Simon Rosen, 6 laps down. Forstein Helgeson, 7 laps down, along with Mark Woodhouse. Stuart McFadden, 8 laps down, along with Matthew Keeber, Michael Blake, Rizzo, Evans, and Ricardo Castroledo. Ever since that blown engine at Barber, the luck hasn't turned, and he ends up finishing in last position. He started in 50th as well, so 2 nightmare races for the Frenchman.
Still, besides what happened at the first lap there, still a good race, I have to say. Quite thoroughly enjoyed that. Bakovic really tried to hold on to that as well and made Cheppy work for that, so it's good to see. And good sort of little midfield battles, even though they were all strung out.
Time for the second reverse grid of the day to set the grid for race 3 then, Alex. Let's see, we're going to have a big one this time.
Very straight in there, give it a spin and see where we end up. Ooh, we nearly got a fall, but I think it's going to be 36 in the end.
If we had a Porsche Cup, would he? He'd be in there. 36, Alex. That is John Roberts. Roberts gets pole position. Julian Janowski will be second. Rob Graham third. Kip Stevens fourth, and Laura Bond in fifth. Katz will be starting 6th as well, so he might be one to watch in this third race. Right then, we are halfway through the night. Oh, we're over halfway through the night, aren't we? We've got 2 more races to go in the BSRTC. Race 3 of the BSRTC race 5 of the evening is coming up after the break.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Join us on the grid here, getting set for the third race of the day in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. On the pole is John Roberts, second is Julian Janowski, third is Rob Graham, fourth is Kip Stevens, fifth Laura Bond, sixth Andreas Katz, seventh is Alex Smolensky, eighth Josh Thompson, ninth Nathan Davis, and 10th Michael Hall. Adam Bath here again with Alex Simpson, Andrew Woodhouse in the car tonight. Alex, race 3, it's overcast.
Well, that should save the tyres a little bit, and we should see the guys push hard, but of course what we will have is a very, very sketchy first lap, and it was nice and warm, and we didn't have that issue in the last one, and look what we had in the first lap, so this could be interesting.
Right, we will.
Wacko, what I was saying a few weeks ago, this is not going to go well, I reckon. Let's see, we've got long to find out.
This is the worst place to be as well, where I am, 32nd. Possibly the worst place on the grid, because we saw what happened with that track blockage last time. Here we go.
Ready to go. We've had short holds the last few times. What's going to happen for race 3?
Green, green, green.
We're away. Good start from Roberts. What can Janowski do about it? Nothing. A few drivers already trying to gain some positions by the time we get into the first corner. Up the inside goes the Alpha Tech car of Rob Graham. I hear a bit of sliding, here a bit of contact actually. Cars bumping up everywhere, Alex.
Yeah, two Pro Sim cars straight into each other there, so not the most sensiblest of moves at the start. I think that was Kip and Smolensky, so...
Oh, it's Melrose!
Oh, he's around big time back of the car, just got loose. McFarlane with him as well.
But Melrose lived to fight another day, but he gets into Glatzel.
Oh no.
And that's going to plunge up everyone else. Go down for an Automac car that was near the front. That's Rob Graham, and he's in the middle of the track.
Oh hell.
And everyone, we can hear what's going on in the mind of a driver. As we go on to the...
There's really no space here, I don't...
Driving down the M25, I think, Alex, isn't it?
God.
Into the right-hander at the end of the short straight. Few cars just need to give people some space here in the early going. They're starting to do so. The tyres are starting to come to temperature as well. I can tell you that out of all this, John Roberts is leading. Second is Janowski. Third is Alex Smolensky. Fourth is Josh Thompson. Fifth is Michael Hall. Sixth is Andreas Katz. Seventh is Kip Stevens. However, he is now having a scrap with Nathan Davis as they head down the back straight towards the final chicane. Who's that behind? That's Jake Blackhall. Blackhall at the inside of Stevens.
I'm going to say Janowski and Roberts 2.5 seconds clear of Smolensky, so they're flying out.
Oh no, what's happened? Over! It's Katz rolling.
That looks like a hardware failure. Just look at how he come off of that and just carried on steering left straight into the wall. So that really does look like a hardware problem for me.
I was going to say, yeah.
Oh, crash.
Another one. It's... Crash in the first corner. Just
a CQR car.
It is a CQRS line car.
Sutton.
Ash Sutton. Well, he got disqualified in race 2. And that's not how he wanted to make
Glatzel and Stevens, I think, side by side. And Glatzel comes through that one as well. Stevens very slow. Cunniff goes through as well. Well, it's on the outside. Who's that with a slowdown? He's just parked on the inside there.
That's Everett.
Disaster.
Alex Everett. Well, I think he's got going again. But I think it must have been the slowdown must have been flashing pretty ominously in front of him, Alex, if he was jamming on the brakes like that. Right then, into the backstrap, into the short straight, into the halfway chicane. Richard Gore on 2 wheels, forcing out the Northern Lights racing car of Colin Cunniff. And then they might go actually 3 wide here. What Fanatec car is that? That is Alex Everett after serving that slowdown penalty. In the mix there is Dan Kraft, the pole sitter from race 1. Dan Hunt's also in there, and Josh Thompson as well. Lots of close packs here unfolding in the early going. Ash Sutton has retired back to the pits, so that is his race 3 done. Now Richard Gore versus Colin Cunniff. Can Cunniff get anything done into the final chicane? Now having a little look at the inside, but Gore is pretty good on the brakes there going into the final corner. Stevens wasn't though, and he's definitely going to lose a position to the Apex car on the exit. And a slowdown from Michael Hall. Well, he was reversing across the line, he's slowing down across the line this time. So much stuff going on here, Alex. This battle between Stevens and Kraft really kicking off here as Everett now tries to go around the outside of Stevens, and This might allow the door for Dan Kraft here.
What the hell? Come on.
Meanwhile, Everett hits Kraft. Kraft gets pitched sideways, but is able to hold on to it. This allows, oh no, what's going on? It's Dan Hunt. He's hit the Armco barrier. Don't know whether he got forced out there or whether he made a mistake or something, but I think the car's broken and he knows it.
A lot of damage on that car there on the front end.
That
was Hackerson, sorry, that I was looking at.
Dan Hunt pulled over to the side of the road.
Yep.
That's him done.
Oh, Hackerson being squeezed. As Hall trying to get on him as well, gets up the inside. Hall's got some damage too. And he's through. Forced Hackerson with a terrible run, so Simmons might even venture to have a little go at his teammate by the time they get into the hairpin. Does he? Doesn't he? He has a little look. No, he doesn't.
Janowski takes the lead from Roberts, but I'm sure Janowski has a slowdown penalty. He did exactly what Andrew Woodhouse did in the earlier races. Here comes Smolensky out of all this as well, out of nowhere. You can see the dust he's kicking up. Janowski taking not the most effective line into the final corner.
We haven't seen Smolensky win a race for ages. A driver who is very, very quick hasn't been able to put anything together.
Credit to Janowski. Well, he did serve a valid. He had done a valid lap, so even if he did pick up a slowdown, it must have cleared itself pretty quickly. You can see the Automet car stopping on the exit. That's Joe McFadden. He doesn't want to get involved in any of this. But yeah, Alex Smolensky, you're all right, Alex. I don't think actually know if he's got a victory yet this season. We are only 40 races into the year. Alex Smolensky yet to get a win for the Pro Sim team. Going for the right-hander. John Roberts just starting to fall back a little bit. Top 10 now is Janowski leading Smolensky, Roberts in third, fourth Nathan Davis, fifth Jake Blackhall, sixth is Sven Glatzel, seventh is Richard Gore, eighth Cunniff, ninth Kraft and 10th Alex Everett. All up the inside of number one, that's Wojciech Savinovic. Oh, he's back across, and this might allow Hackerson up the inside.
Looking at the lead here, Adam, this is where you need to be focused your attention, because Smolensky really putting the pressure on Janowski right at the moment. So had a little look into the chicane underneath the bridge, couldn't get it done, but it's got a great run here going down and into the hairpin. Has a little look again. Oh, gets onto the grass under braking there. The back end just gets all out of shape for him. Still there, car's intact, and yeah, 0.2 of a second. He's definitely got the opportunity to get a run now. 1/10. Take a look at the speeds on the overspeed there. It's about 5 or 6 kilometers an hour. It's not a huge amount.
What's going on?
The wheel didn't sound too healthy there for Andrew Woodhouse, but Smolensky around the outside. Oh, Janowski's just able to get clear for the second part, so he's
who was that in the background that was wide? I think that was Blackhall, just got sort of bullied out of it there somewhat in the final chicane and finds himself down in 7th place.
Oh, Woodhouse cuts the chicane, that'll be a slowdown. Just checking in there. Jake Blackhall down to 7th position now, has allowed Glatzel and Gore through. Maybe even Dan Kraft, but I think Kraft doesn't like he's going to be able to get that done.
Connection is terrible again. He's dropping in and out like crazy. He had this last, was it race 1? And unfortunately we did lose him.
Looks like he might just be
Nickel Foggy behind him. Got no idea where he is. He's just morphing all over the track. So extremely frustrating when you're stuck behind a driver like that. So. Yeah, see, it's even getting sparks on the wall and things like that, so you just can't race them when someone's like that. So, of course, Hall's probably not knowing this, he's probably absolutely fine on his screen, but yeah.
Surely you'll have the lag bar in the red or something, or the S bar, the Q bar. Here comes Smolensky again. Janowski versus Smolensky into the hairpin. Janowski covering the inside line. Smolensky going to try and carry it around the outside. In fact, he's done that brilliantly. Takes the lead.
Straight through. Got the momentum off the corner absolutely beautifully there. And he's got enough drive off that corner, I think, that he won't come under the pressure going into the chicane.
There we go. How about that? Alex Smolensky hits the front then. Lap 5 of 8 in race 3. What can Janowski? Can Janowski do anything in terms of responding? Into the chicane they go. Smolensky now's not the time you want to pick up a slowdown penalty. Just behind these two, you can see John Roberts is getting hunted down by Nathan Davis and Sven Glatzel. So that's an interesting scrap inside the top 5. As Janowski and Smolenski now go through the hairpin. Janowski closing up under braking there. In second position. Bosley has led the good proportion of the race as Nathan Davis has to get on the defensive from Glatzel in the background. Battle for 4th and 5th.
6th and 7th, a good battle as well. Gore and Blackhall side by side going into the first of the chicanes. Gore manages to hold on, but those guys lose a little bit of time to Glatzel, so we've got Kraft behind him now. We know how quick Kraft's been all race meeting. Cunniff has been right there as well, so he'll be looking to try and get through. 3 laps to go, 2.5.
The battle really, there's plenty going on in the circuit here. And yeah, this battle outside the top 5. 1, 2, 3, 5-car train going on here. And just in front of those two, you can see that John Roberts, Nathan Davis and Sven Glatzel are still nose to tail as well. It looks like Alex Smolenski has just pulled out a healthy advantage now over Julian Janowski. And with just 2.5 laps to go, Janowski doesn't want to get sucked into this 3-car duel. Okay, that Andrew Woodhouse is in 28th position. Simmons versus car 15, that's Kip Stevens. It looks like Simmons has come on top.
Carbon copy of what Smolenski did to get the lead and pulls away. It definitely seems to be the line. If you can pinch somebody in at that hairpin and get that drive off the corner, it's very, very useful. And I think Roberts.
Oh, problem for John Roberts, Alex?
No, I thought. Okay. Sorry, Roberts having a bit of a battle there. I think.
Okay.
I thought Roberts had got Gore, but actually I think he was already in front, wasn't he? It's just that.
Gore versus Blackhall, though, isn't it?
Yeah. It was Gore and Blackhall, wasn't it? It was fighting. Blackhall moves himself back up into 6th place after. Oh well, I thought he did, and surprise! Gore finds himself back up the inside, and I think he'll have the high ground for this next chicane. Great driving. A lot of confidence for Blackhall, especially when it's difficult for Jake as well. Obviously, he races from. Australia has to be far more cautious. I makes a mistake, goes in far deep, but he has to be careful in regards to like net code and things like that. And when you go to the outside, you're very vulnerable for being punted off. And I have to say, Kraft has used the fact that Blackhall went wide there to slow Gore down perfectly and just gets that run and moves himself up and into 7th place.
Or maybe even 6th pick. Blackhall runs out wide. Here they go to the hairpin. They might try and get that outside move. It seems to be working pretty effectively here on the penultimate lap into the hairpin. Here comes that pink mirrors.
God,
that's
look
Cunniff,
at how early
it?
They're all braking there, and Gore is going to get actually freight trained a little bit by Cunniff there, I think, because he was on the inside. He hasn't been watching what we were watching. He should have picked the outside line, because that's the faster one.
Kraft did it to perfection, like everyone else has been doing. He's up to 6th position now, Dan Kraft. And Colin Cunniff in the mix. He's just got past Gore. Now it's wheel to wheel between Alex Everett and that is David Baker, isn't it? With the orange mirrors and the orange bumper.
Side by side through the final chicane, and Baker had to get out of that. Unfortunately, loses a place to Savidovic there, who moves in. And we've got one more lap for him to try and battle through this pack. I'm sure he's going to find too many places there. It's a tough crowd.
Might just get Alex Everett. But Savidovic does have a bit of damage to the front of his Kia Optima, so that could take some time. Right then, top 10 as we start the final lap of the race. Alex Smolenski leads Julian Janowski. 3rd is Nathan Davis now, Sven Glatzel in 4th, John Roberts in 5th, 6th Dan Kraft, 7th Jake Blackhall, 8th is Colin Cunniff, 9th Richard Gore and 10th Alex Everett. I should say 10th is now. Yeah, 10th is now. Battle going on further back though, or anywhere in the field the battle's unfolding.
It's very close though. The one that looks particularly close to me right now is Lorne Murray and Mark Woodhouse, 30th and 31st. They come together where was it Vettel that went wide on that epic Formula 1 race for Jenson Button. And,
he's staying up on a score night for that one. As off goes Andrew Woodhouse. This could allow his namesake through, but he doesn't have to worry because Mark Woodhouse is a bit of a way behind. But he still might have to serve a slowdown for that, so that might come back to haunt him. It's a bit close in front of Andrew actually. Oh, it's Andrew Woodhouse.
Savidovic here, and we need to go to the front because here comes Smolenski. It's been a long time since he's won a race. Maybe that was karma playing a little role after that craziness in Phillip Island on the opening round of the championship. But now he's back on top with a great drive.
Well done, Alex Smolensky. He takes the win. Second for Julian Janowski, third Nathan Davis. What about Savidovic? Can he get past? Oh, looks like Baker's going to out-drag him here. Over the line, photo finish. Who got it? It was Baker by 9 thousandths of a second. Savidovic must have had a very poor final chicane because
look
Baker
at this as
back
well,
in.
around
Three of
Hall,
them.
23rd place. There's three abreast coming across the line there.
Andrew Woodhouse comes across the line and takes 29th. The car didn't look too settled there as it came across the line, but just behind Paul Smith, who got 28th. Anyone else coming across the line? Got the two Alpha Tech cars coming across the line there, and Blake and Ayres' car is not pointing in a straight line at all. And who else is? We're just waiting now. Jamie Ayres looks like he might have got disqualified on the final lap of the race. I will double check. Indeed, he did. So he didn't get too far. Andrew Whitehead also in issues. A few positions getting changed as well as the results all come flooding in. Yeah, Alex Smolensky, after that, what Alex was talking about, he had a moment at Phillip Island in our opening race of the season, then decided to reverse back onto the track and cause a whole load of chaos. Maybe he's been serving his penance since then, and in race 42, he's finally got that monkey off his back, and yeah, he's taken the victory. And yeah, Julian Janowski second, running through the finishing order. Nathan Davis third, fourth Sven Glatzel, fifth John Roberts, the pole sitter, sixth for Dan Kraft. He's been working his way back through the field, Alex, all night after that slowdown penalty, I think. Dan Kraft in sixth, yep. Jake Blackhall seventh, eighth Colin Cunniff, ninth Richard Gore, 10th Alex Everett, 11th David Baker. Man who's probably going to be battling with Savidovic for the championship, just beating him there. Wonder how crucial those points could be come the end of the season. Savidovic 12th, 13th Ben Hackerson, 14th Nicole Foggy, Josh Thompson 15th, Stephen Baxter in 16th, 17th for Kip Stevens after starting on the second row of the grid, 18th for Adam Hadfield, 19th Jack McIntyre, and 20th for George Simmons. 21st place for Stelin Chepelevsky, 22nd for Miguel Freitas, 23rd for Max Wright, 24th for Ricardo Castroledo. He gets a finish there. Rob Graham started third, got a massive slowdown, finished 25th. 26th for Rusty Laidler, 27th Michael Hall, 28th Paul Smith, out of 29th Andrew Woodhouse. Then Mark Woodhouse in 30th. Two Woodhouses there. Lorne Murray 30, or Wood High maybe plural. Lorne Murray 31st, Roy Verke 32nd, 33rd Malcolm, 34th Forstein Helgeson, 35th is Maciek Sakovic, the man who did well in race 2. Michael Blake in 36th, 37th Matthew Keeber, Simon Rosen 38th, 39th Cesaro Rizzo, and 40th for Dave Christie. Andrew Whitehead 41st, and in the cars at 1 lap down or more, Jamie Ayres a lap down, so he will not be eligible for reverse grid because he got disqualified. Craig Evans a lap down too. Laura Bond as well. Stuart McFadden 2 laps down, 5 laps down Lee Berridge. Dan Hunt 6 laps down, he hit that wall hard and the car was destroyed. Stuart Atkinson 6 laps down. Ash Sutton didn't get too far either. Ross McFarlane 7 laps down. Diogo Melro had issues on the opening lap. He got pitched sideways. And Andreas Katz, hardware failure almost certainly. He had that big crash on the exit of the final corner and wasn't seen since.
To the wheel then.
Let's do the wheel. Yes. Final reverse grid of the night. Andrew Woodhouse will be hoping for a number 29.
There's a hit button already, straight in there. I think we're going to get full. Oh, it's going to be close. Will it tick by to 40th? Oh, it does just. You avoid the full, but I mean, that might as well be close to what we were going to get anyway, I think.
Well, Dave Christie takes the pole. He will be happy with that. Cesaro Rizzo second. Roden third. Kiva fourth. Michael Blake will be in fifth. And that is not what the guys at the front wanted, because that is probably as big as a reverse grid we're going to get. I can't see many drivers in the terms of the championship fight that are going to be too happy with that reverse grid. Andrew Whitehead's not going to be happy either, because he was just 1 second off being eligible for that reverse grid pole. So he'll be starting 41st.
Smith, Castroledo and Cheppy fairly close. Hall as well, inside inside the top 20 starting positions at least.
We have seen today that drivers can gain 20 positions or so. So we'll see how far they can get forward. Of course, race 4 usually the most chaotic of the 4, so they've got to be careful of that. And I wonder what conditions the race organisers will throw up for us in the final race. Well, all that is to come after the break here on Apex Racing TV, the fourth and final race of the day in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
On the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
It's the final race of the day here in the iRacing MSA British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship. 3 really enjoyable races. What have we got in store for the final one? Welcome back to the circuit. Gilles Villeneuve here on Apex Racing TV. Adam Baffy of iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson. Andrew Woodhouse back in the car again. Going to see how far he can get up the field this time. And Alex, overcast conditions yet again. And the 4th race, we've got a 40-car reverse grid. It's going to get pretty chaotic out there.
Yep, I think you're right there. I think it'll be a good one. Elbows usually come out, don't they, on the the 4th and final race. God, I went back a year there.
Mine are nice and sharpened.
Or two. Yeah, so this, this should be a good one. I think big reverse grid. Let's just sit back and enjoy. I feel.
One person who can't sit back and enjoy is Andrew Woodhouse. He's back in the car. How's it handling out there in the overcast conditions?
Got the elbows ready. Like I say, okay. I think this car's changed a lot since I last drove it, and one of the things that we've learned is that not to be too heavy on the brakes. Very careful with the throttle application, even in the cooler conditions. So tyre wear still an issue, gentlemen, towards the end of the race.
I think that's saying something. To be fair, when I was at Donington back in season 7, you could really get on the brakes hard, and that was how I was getting the overtakes done. But looks like you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, you can, but you risk. I think you just risk overheating the tyres and just struggling around for the rest of the lap.
Probably what happened to me at Imola 2 weeks ago. I barely got a finish there. Right, running through the grid. Rizzo on the pole. 2nd Roden, 3rd Kiba, 4th Michael Blake, 5th Maciek Sakovic, 6th Thorstein Helgeson, 7th Scott Malcolm, 8th Roy Ververcade, 9th Law Murray, 10th Mark Woodhouse, 11th Andrew Woodhouse, 12th Paul Smith, 13th Michael Hall, 14th Rusty Laidler, 15th Rob Graham, 16th Ricardo Castroledo, 17th Max Wright, 18th Miguel Freitas, 19th is Stelin Chapalevsky, and 20th is George Simmons. Alex, I'm going to ask for a prediction, I'm afraid now. Anyone in the top 20 catch your eye?
Well, I have to say, I think Rizzo's deserves a good result. We know how quick he is, so I think he could be a strong favourite here.
Well then, we are all set to go. Final race of the day.
Green, green, green.
Green lights on and we're away. Good start from Rizzo. Looks like the Alfa Latek car might try and take 2nd place. That's a good start from Matthew Kiba in the orange and black Alfa Latek car as we go into the 1st corner. Are we going to have any chaos? Car sliding. Rizzo's gone nearly. Another Alfa Latek car gets hit. That's Roden getting hit by Maciek Sakovic. A few cars going across the infield of the 1st corner. But Alex, I think once again, as number 42, that is Nathan. Oh dear, car 37, Dan Hunt around. And Nathan Davis also in trouble. But apart from that, good stuff.
And Nathan continues on, and like you say, Dan Hunt caught up in that as well.
Big one, an enormous one, Alex. That is an enormous one. I think we're going to have to get a safety car out. Law Murray is sat on a fence and has retired back to the pits.
Oh God, they're all still checked up, aren't they, as well? Let's see if we can... So you tell me who that was that started with?
It was Law Murray that started it, Alex. We can get a replay.
If I can get that up on replay, and then we'll get back to the action.
Well, the thing, I could only just see the smoke, and I was trying to find it myself.
Oh dear, yeah.
Yeah, Law Murray gets hit by Hall. Hall gets stuck in the fence around, and also another Automech car hits him. And then I think that is
You're right, it should have been a safety car, shouldn't it?
Yeah, probably should have been. I'd say that all that Andrew Woodhouse did make it through. He's in 11th position, perhaps.
Will be, yeah, once the...
Oh, 3 wide nearly into the final corner. That's Michael Hall still going after he was basically the instigator in that whole mess. Up over the line to complete the opening lap then. Look at the amount of cars we've got in the pit lane. It is Rizzo leading, 2nd Matthew Kiba, 3rd is Michael Blake, 4th Maciek Sakovic, 5th Michael Hall, 6th is Rosen, 7th Chepalevsky. Wow, what a start from Chepalevsky, 19th to 7th. 8th is Paul Smith, 9th Adam Hadfield, and 10th is Andrew Woodhouse.
Just got Thorsten there on the exit.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, he's been hit.
What on earth?
And he's into the wall. And Truex comes back across the track and nearly collects a few others as well, Alex. So yeah, I think that might be another smash and grab on our hands here. Forstein Helgeson looks to the inside, and then ridiculous. Bit of a.
Sorry, Andrew, I shouldn't laugh, but the fact that we had like live reaction to that, as it was on screen as well as in the comms channel as well, just made it.
And of course, because it's lap 2, I've now got slow down to end all slow downs.
Well,
I need to get off the line, and I can't.
Battle for the lead, Kiva, Rizzo, and it's a slowdown for Rizzo.
Well,
and he
gave
did
me a prediction then, I think.
And he didn't set a valid lap time either, so that is going to be a pretty long slowdown for Rizzo. In fact, he might even have to bring it to a stop. In fact, he pretty much has. How unbearable. But what this means is that Alphalatech at the moment 1-2. A team that are currently pretty much second to last in the teams championship. Look, odds on at the moment, a surprise victory here.
Yeah, Rizzo's still losing absolutely loads of time as well. He's down to 23rd now. Still not up to full speed.
Or 7 slows.
He's got to slow down. What a disaster.
It's ridiculous, and actually somebody else.
Another one, Michael Blake.
As well. Blake, yeah.
Well, that.
I've got to pit anyway. I think it's over for me.
Oh, up the inside goes Hall on Sakovic.
Oh, look at this behind though. This absolutely scrapping mess behind.
Oh, goodness me.
Rob Graham, and then Speedovic, and who else we got behind them? McIntyre.
What has happened?
Everett, Foggy.
What's happened to Josh Thompson? Oh dear, because he's pulled off to the side of the road. Just having a look. Oh, he gets on 2 wheels, goes into the wall of champions, and then gets
collected. That's exactly what happened to Paul, wasn't it? But didn't
Rob Graham.
quite get launched. But massive damage. You can see him crabbing straight away. So and that was why there was that big gaggle of cars as well.
And Josh Thompson immediately exits the session. Ash Sutton also done for the day. Castroledo also done. Lorne Murray also done. So quite a few names already gone from this session.
I'm done.
Done.
Up to 3rd place.
Second now.
Yeah,
So
second, sorry, yeah, second.
Yeah, because Josh Thompson's a lap ahead of all these guys. But it's not over. Michael Hall fighting back. Oh, he's moving across. Not advisable. And here comes Cheppy on the inside. Yeah, that is saying Chepelewski.
Bryce Chepelewski on the inside.
Did point it out, and really didn't you, when we did the reverse grid, that wasn't too far away from the front. And after what's transpired during the race, he's now up to 4th position now if he gets this move done on Maciek Sakovic.
What he can do.
3rd position, I should say.
Is indeed true. And we're going to have a look a little bit further back at Miguel and Stephen Baxter, 19th and 20th. They're side by side as well. Going into the final chicane. Close. Baxter having to take an absolute boatload of the inside curb, almost sort of Hamilton-esque the way he used to ride that in the old McLaren back in the day.
Just to save a little bit of you guys' time at the end, I got a bad start, and that's kind of put me in the middle of all that mess. I used to be able to nail the starts in this car. Can't do it. Can't seem to do it anymore. Battle Hall and Kiva all nearly hits him.
Oh dear. Hall at the inside.
Oh, he's going.
Kiva, go on. Stick it to him. Maybe not. Hall around the outside and takes the lead.
It's good that, Alex, isn't it? Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. Need Woody is a good app to help you.
There we go. Michael Hall takes the lead. Hall down to 2nd, and it might just be a matter of time before Stelian Chepelewski gets by. Move for 2nd place here. Oh, battle royale here. Roden, Everett, Roden, and Rob Graham as well.
Do you believe, Alex, I've only just got that joke? It took me about 30 seconds to get that. I'm so sorry. Look at all this into the hairpin, by the way.
Oh dear.
What do you mean? there's hundreds of them fighting in the hairpin, by the way. Well, coming out of it now.
Oh jeez, look at that shot. That's amazing.
Oh, there's a crash near it.
Cheppy and Hall, Cheppy and Kiba side by side as well, and I think Cheppy's got that run this time. Moves himself up to 2nd. Hall 1.5 seconds in the clear. Got 5 laps to try and stay out in front. He'll hope that these guys battle just a little bit more.
Smith
hits
dear. Sakovic hits Kiba. Kiba keeps the place.
Paul Smith commentated on Maciek Sakovic back in the days of the club series.
And he won his first title.
Yeah, back in season 1. Now they go through the first of the chicanes. Eva trying his best to hold on to, at the moment, what could be a podium. They've still got half the race to go.
He's such an underestimated driver, Sakovic, in this company. And yet he shouldn't be, because he is a champion in one of the main series that we broadcast here last
look
year.
Look at that as well. Great
Good
moves. Lined
move
him up.
here.
Absolutely
Smith.
perfect.
Smith said he wouldn't do anything crazy. He thought about it, didn't he?
He went 3 wide. Might not have any voice, but he's definitely voicing his... yeah, there you go. There was a bun in there somewhere. Smith around the outside.
Atkinson and Rob Graham as well. They're side by side going into the chicane under the bridge.
Simmons getting involved in this battle as well.
Pretty heavily. Maybe 3 wide. I think Baxter wants in on this. Oh, this could not end well.
Oh, was that into the hairpin?
Oh, exactly.
Oh, yeah, no, look. What are you going on about?
Disappointment in his voice there, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
says it
who's
all.
that running very wide? That's Miguel Freitas in the background. But yeah, it's wheel to wheel between Hackison and oh, a problem for has Kiva got by Smith?
Side by side.
Yeah, through the final chicane. Simmons is in there as well. Look at the amount of curve they take there.
He went absolutely flying over the chicane. He's going to get. Looks like he's going to get Kiva here. He's going to have the inside for this very difficult turn 1. It's difficult in this car now. The amount that the brakes just don't seem to work, and Simmons, he's got his to work just about.
Kiva was all over the grass there. I thought he was going to end up flying into him.
How fast Paul Smith is in this 4th race. All over Maciek Sakovic.
We can do here into the first of the chicanes. That battle that Alex keeps going. Sakovic blinking in and out there. That would have caused Paul Smith a bit of cause for concern.
Some sparks there. I don't know where they came from.
Who's out?
Davis is out, dropping down the order. Oh, he's got going again, but
Nathan Davis.
Smith was
Rob Graham and Richard Gore as well, a 1/10 of a second apart.
Oh yeah, wheel to wheel there.
Gore has a little look. Have to go around the outside if he's going to get this done. Not going to be easy.
Over 16th and 17th, these two are fighting. Behind them is Miguel Freitas. It looks like Richard Gore's going to just pull clear unless Graham's late on the brakes. Not late enough. Simmons v Smith again.
Oh dear. Just slots in, didn't he?
That's close.
Close between McIntyre, Verke and Foggy as well.
Oh yeah, just behind those two. That's McIntyre doing well since coming back. Yeah, Roy Verke doing well as well. And Nicole Foggy, the leader of the Pro-Am category, in 11th position at the moment, 15 positions gained.
And Kraft on the move, Alex, as well.
Has been all night, hasn't he? Just been making up places after places. So
I think he's the biggest gainer in this field.
I'm seeing 20 odd places. So I thought he was going to get a good enough run to get Everett, but then just the car didn't seem to settle down quick enough, coming off the curbs.
If he's got a bit of aero damage as well, could be affecting him slightly. Oh, and he punts Everett
that won't
a little
affect
bit.
it.
That'll make it, yeah. That might straighten out a few things.
Who's that going slowly? That's Foggy. Now now Foggy's got to slow down. That's a position for those guys.
Still
Right on
leading
the
race,
tail
by
of
the way.
Smith here. Smith having a little look up the inside of Sakovic. So how's this one going to pan out?
It's going to be close, isn't it? Because he's got a nice run out of it. It's so difficult to get on the power coming out of that back chicane. You really do risk going close to the wall. Sakovic has to be late on the race. Simmons is going through.
What a maniac!
And that was a bit silly. It was a bit silly from Simmons, but it's actually worked. I don't know how it's worked. I think
more
it's because Paul Smith
Sakovic
saw
and
it
Smith
coming.
got into each other a little bit. I don't think Simmons had anything to do with them actually getting into each
Paul
other.
Smith turned in, didn't he, a bit?
You see how Falatek car around the outside, number 25. Kiva back in it.
Kiva's back in it. I think looking back on the replay, yeah, Paul Smith did turn in a bit.
Getting close at the front as well, guys. 9/10 of a second. That gap has been coming down. Just about 2 or 3/10 of a second every lap. So Stallion wanting to go for a second win.
Yeah, he won race 1.
I think Smith's got to slow down, gents.
Yeah, Smith's dropping down the order.
I think that was when he got hit over the
over
chicane.
Everett versus Kraft still continuing as well.
Still serving it as well.
Oh, what's happened to Sakovic? I mean, what's happened to Kiba, I should say. Kiba, slow down.
The gap is less than a second at the front, by the way, fellas, and Delian Chepolewski, well, he started 19th. He survived me nearly crashing into him in the first corner, and he's done pretty well after that.
He has. Savidovic up to 4th position, up the inside of Maciek Sakovic. He's gained a ton of positions in the last few laps. It means that Savidovic is now the biggest mover through the field.
Foggy up the inside of Everett as well. Hackerson's right there. Hackerson's going to get the run on him. Surely going to go around the outside of the kink. Not such a flat-out kink in this car though. Late on the brakes, and will he get that position? Foggy holds it around the outside. That's great defending. What from from attack to defend for him. And Sakovic and Hadfield, they're side by side as well.
Up the inside goes Hadfield. These two know each other from the club series. I thought that was disqualification then for Sakovic, but now here comes McIntyre.
This is going to be close for the win, boys. It would have been. Stellian's just gone a bit wide coming out of the hairpin, and I think Hall is pretty much home free now as long as he doesn't make a mistake into the chicane.
I didn't even realise it was the final lap. Yeah, so much action going on. Didn't even realise we had just half a lap to go. Michael Hall has half a second in check here. He's just got to get the final chicane right. Then he'll be on for a victory. The CQRS
he's
line
not
team.
very fast through there.
That's a great exit by Cheppy, but I don't think he's going to... Oh, he got to slow down.
And he's got to serve it before he gets
He's got to
the line.
serve. He's got 8.2 seconds, though, to Simmons, so...
It was too good of an exit, wasn't it?
Could just do, I think.
Look
Second
at all
place.
these.
Alex Everett.
Wow.
Alex Everett.
McIntyre and Sakovic and...
Oh yeah, and everyone else. Paul Smith. All those guys coming across the line there. Michael Blake has just gained a position, so he's off. That's why.
Bond and Baker.
On earth is
and
that?
Oh, did Blake crash out on the final chicane? Blake out and around.
Quarter panel by Laura Bond.
Oh dear.
Laura not messing around out there. Take that, boys.
And David Baker then nearly crashes into the back of her.
Oh, Helgeson with the evidence on the front of his car. Was not happy with that. I was not too
Lodge
happy.
a protest is already being lodged.
But, well, maybe.
Well done to Hall there. That was a great drive to hold on to that.
And again, with the
amount of pressure.
Did I brake really early or something?
I don't know. Yeah. Then again, you're just a celebrity driver, Woody. So
Yeah, I won't blame you anyway.
Well, apparently that means that Helgeson might get some money for charity. I don't know whether that's the case or not.
Oh dear.
I didn't last 2 laps that time. Never mind.
Well then, we're running through the finishing order then of the fourth and final race of the day. Michael Hall takes the win for CQRS line. 2nd for Selin Chepolewski. 3rd for George Simmons. 4th for Wojciech Savidovic. 5th for Adam Hadfield. 6th for Jack McIntyre. 7th for Roy Verke. 8th Maciek Sakovic. Paul Smith a top 10 and Dan Craft in 10th. 11th for Matthew Keeper. 12th Alex Everett. 13th for Nicole Foggy. 14th for Ben Hackerson. 15th for Stephen Baxter. 16th for Richard Gore, 17th for Miguel Freitas, 18th for Rob Graham, 19th for Max Wright, and 20th for Julian Janowski. Cars that started inside the top 10 that finished there, incidentally, we only had 2. 21st for Simon Roden, 22nd for Kip Stevens, 23rd for David Baker, 24th for Thorstein Helgeson, 24th for David Baker, 25th for Thorstein Helgeson, 26th for Cesario Rizzo, who had that monumental slowdown. 27th Stuart Atkinson, 28th Alex Smolensky, 29th Jamie Ayres, 30th for Andrew Whitehead, Ross McFarlane 31st, 32nd John Roberts, 33rd Nathan Davis, 44th Michael Blake, and then Diogo Melro 2 laps down, Stuart McFadden 3 laps down, Josh Thompson 6 laps down, along with Andrew Woodhouse. Lee Berridge 7 laps down, Scott Malcolm as well 7 laps down. Those two, I believe, were co-drivers in the Le Mans 24 Hours at the weekend. Then 43rd Dan Hunt, 44th Rusty Laidler, Ricardo Castrioledo, 1 finish out of 4, and even that finish was inside the top 40, was outside the top 40, 45th, 8 laps down. Not the night he would have been after. Colin Cunniff, 8 laps down, Jake Blackhall, 8 laps down, Sven Glatzel, 8 laps down, Craig Evans, also 8 laps down, and Ash Sutton, also 8 laps down. All of those retirees will be hoping for better things when the series heads to Le Mans next week.
I do have to apologise to Helgeson. I think I did brake a little bit early. So, slightly my fault, I think, that one.
Yeah, Alex Le Mans, as you were saying.
Obviously
we've
scheduled at the time of the real series as well, so should be should be great.
Are you going to go for it, Adam?
Well,
You got some money to use up?
I have got a race meeting in the bank, as it were. So I could probably pick when I could do that. But I was looking at the schedule. Le Mans probably looks like the best option for me. Wouldn't mind doing a bit of slipstreaming down there.
You're somewhat of a specialist these days.
Oh yeah, we probably over the whole week have managed to get almost a whole 2 races distance of 24 hours in during the week. But yeah, I might give Le Mans a go. I'll see what's happening next Thursday. Right then, I don't know if we've got any interviews. Indeed, we haven't. But it's been a brilliant race meeting in terms of BSRTC. The first race of the Porsches was good when we had quite a few cars, and yeah, I think we can pretty much wrap things up from here. Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. So my thanks to Alex for being on the cameras and in the commentary box as always, and my thanks to Andrew for joining us for that 4th and final race. And I'd probably say well done on the race meeting, because 3 finishes, that's probably more than me. I think I got 3 disqualifications when I was racing 2 weeks ago at Imola. So
pretty happy with the top 5, to be honest, in race 2. So yeah, we've got. I think it's positive. I'm getting positions in every race apart from the last one, so can't really say any more than that.
Well, then that's pretty much it then from here at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. We'll see you from the Circuit de la Sarthe next week when the BSRTC heads for 4 more races around the famous circuit in Le Mans, France. From all of us here at Apex Racing TV, at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, it's good night to you all.